back to the area on the map marked ship, and you are figuring out, with all the things that you had going on, what to do next. Now, you know that the repairs on the ship probably going to take another day or so. You have Krebshanker trying to fill up the rest of your crew with people from the less desirable parts of town. Basically, going for dock workers versus professional sailors to save some money. Yeah, like that there are missing people. You know that there are gnolls attacking people on the road. You know that the festival was in town, but it has since kind of decided to pack up and shut down. I believe when we left off, it was just stopping the rain, or the rain was still going. I think you had a meeting in the rain, as it were, that night. So yeah, there's so much for you guys to do now. Here you go. When session 11 ended, it was noonish. The weather was cool, strong rainfall, high overcast, just long rested, got to level 4. So, gosh, what next? Again, so much to do.
Is anybody partial to anything? Other than going straight for the lizard folk? I mean, now, that's kind of like our...
If it does influence your decision, this is a port town, so they are obsessed with the weather because that has a huge impact on their livelihood. The rain, a lot of people, you hear them like, you think the rain's bad? Tomorrow night it's going to be a storm like you haven't seen weeks. Throwing around, batting down the hatches, storm shutters, that kind of thing.
So we might not want to be on the high seas.
So as you as you are listening to this, especially down at the docks by your ship, like, people are taking this seriously, because this is a world of magic. They don't have meteorologists, but they do have druids, and other people who have the ability to predict the weather. And so, it is a serious storm coming tomorrow night.
If we left now, how long do we think it would take to get to the lizard folk? I guess either by sea or maybe by kind of like marsh canoeing.
Oof. Well, let me check.
But I think it was raining right now, wasn't it?
Yeah, it is raining. It's supposed to rain most of today. Tomorrow it's going to be clear and cloudy, but then it's going to storm like crazy tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. So they're thinking after sunset it's gonna hit really hard, some kind of storm.
Maybe we stick close until after the storm before we take the canoe or anything?
That sounds safest to me.
Yeah, so it's only about 20-ish miles, Toothless thinks, to the location that the lizard folk described. So you could get there pretty quick. By sea, you do have a druid and a ranger, so you could probably get there pretty quick through land, over land, especially since you have the canoes. The overall travel, let me get you like a rough estimate, but it would take, I'm going to ballpark it before I use the calculator. I would say probably 5 or 6 hours, but I'm going to double check.
And that's like 5 or 6 hours pending we don't catch hell from something.
Correct. Though, catching hell takes a lot more time IRL than it does in the game. Yeah. That's for sure.
True. Very true.
I guess I'm ever so slightly partial to maybe canoeing up to the lizard folk, but don't feel strongly.
Yeah, I think with the way the boat is, we definitely shouldn't take the boat right now.
I agree.
And with the two of you, we can get there relatively quickly. So I guess we could, in fact, leave early morning tomorrow and get there potentially before the weather sets in.
I have a question. Is the lizard folk, are they near the Dunwater swamp, or is it at the Saltmarsh swamp?
Dunwater is a region of the huge swampy area north of Saltmarsh. So I can actually, you want me to just mark on your map where the lizard folk are located?
Sure.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
Daggerford, right? It's like this little.
Yeah, so it actually forms a triangle between you and Daggerford. Let's see. I got a good map marker for these. Maybe. I will just put down a little alligator to rep it. Yeah, that's little. Here we go.
What would you all think of wrapping up our business this afternoon and heading out in the morning?
Yeah, so right about there, where I put that little gator dude down. Whoops, and he moved. But where the river kind of spreads out into that big estuary delta situation, that is where the lizard folk are located. So along the coast, so you can see that sort of triangle that's formed between Saltmarsh, Daggerford, and the lizard folk.
Mm-hmm.
Let's put this big pink arrow. There we go. All right. So, yeah, if you guys were to travel with your ranger, you're not using mounts. You're just kind of going normally. And there's a lot of swamp. Yeah, 24 miles. You guys could do it in less than 8 hours. So depending on complications, it would be anywhere between 5 to 8 hours of travel.
That's not bad. I mean, we could potentially get there and before the storm sets, or wait until after the storm. But that's 3 days and.
Let's do it.
Did they tell
Yes.
us?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Can our alligator people make that trip? And also, are we concerned about the cargo at all? I guess we can just ask them if they'll know.
Okay. You want to know if the gator folk want to travel with you? They certainly would love to travel with you because you're very strong, and the swamp is a very dangerous place.
And maybe if they have any concerns about, like, if we were to kind of canoe through the swamps with them and the gear.
Oh, I'll be honest. They kind of look at you, Toothless, like, what kind of question is that? Because you're from the swamps, so it's sort of like somebody from like their hometown asking them about their hometown. Yeah, they're like,
yeah, they're fine with it.
Yeah,
right?
like I mean, there's all the things that are always there in the swamps. The lizards, the crocs, the snakes, the insects, the spiders, the trolls,
Rot
the
grubs.
undead. Yeah, yes.
No.
Rot grubs, just the normal things. We haven't had a dragon sighting in quite some time. And of course, you need to watch out for Thousand Teeth.
What are
Of
those?
course.
Yes.
1,000 teeth.
So Thousand Teeth is a horribly mutated crocodile of tremendous size and ferocity. He is feared by both tribes of lizard folk.
Yes, he's always out there in the swamp. We'll obviously avoid where we think he might be.
Foreshadowing.
I mean, if it was WoW, he would have a special nameplate. I'm just going to put it out there. So
would that be a skull or skull next to it?
I don't want to spoil too much, but let me just say he's pretty legendary. Winky face. Yeah.
And would that be possibly on the way? I mean, the Knolls were messing with which road? Going out of town? Would that be on the way?
The only road running out of town. The only road running out of town. The one that connects it to the trade way. So that sort of red zipper looking thing.
I see. So that's in the opposite direction.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you guys wanted to make good time, you would definitely just want to probably head right into the swamp. Whereas, the road out of town kind of goes like that and connects with the tradeway.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down to if you guys at first light want to head out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is
So
there
it's
any
one of those race the storm situations, or do you want to go to bed really early and wake up at like 4 a.m. kind of thing, so that the 8 hours of travel would take you, if it ends up being 8 hours, would take you, you'd still be early afternoon, well before any storm would hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would vote for what they call the swamp start, the early start.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That way, most of our travel is during the daytime. Probably less of an issue getting jumped by.
Okay, Haxel, you've put Sly in charge of the crew and any new crew that show up. She intends to rise to the challenge. Your special person down at the docks will not require any more bribery because she will be informed by a higher power that everything is kosher and good. So you don't need to worry about that. And the two dwarven brothers have been left in charge of repairs. Do I have all of your accounts accounted for?
Seems to be.
Sounds
good.
sounds good.
All right. So before you settle in for an early night, a couple of questions. Do you have any last business or shopping that you need to do in town? Because we ain't gonna pull over for no bathroom breaks. So whatever you gotta do in town, make sure you get it done. Before you head to bed, because there's no stores gonna be open at 4 a.m. when you guys wake up to leave. So that's the first thing. And the second thing is,
that bathroom break.
plot-wise, where will you guys be sleeping? Because it's always good for character development. Like I know three of you have homes in the town. But I'm just kind of curious what your sleeping arrangements will be, because it's always kind of telling about a character how they take care of themselves outside of combat, outside of the adventure. So I guess I'll just go round robin to make sure we cover everybody. Toothless, any other business in the human hive?
Sorry, I would like to go insect collecting in the forest, and we'd like to kind of like put some dead insects in his bag.
Oh, okay.
And then he'll sleep in the river.
All right.
'Cause-
Sounds good. So you're insect collecting. You're a lizard folk, so that's in your favor. You're a druid, that's in your favor. But just go ahead and give me a survival check or a knowledge nature check to kind of see how well the gathering of these little critters go. Okay. Yeah. So you don't find what you really wanted, which was maybe some grubs or some real squishy stuff. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but you do manage to find, a handful of creepy crawlies, and you keep them alive and fresh, as it were, in anticipation. Yeah, so good stuff. All right, Haxel, any last things you want to do in town before you get an early night's sleep? By early, I mean you gotta turn in at what, like 8 p.m. if you want to get like rested up in time for a 4 a.m. start.
It's like the afternoon for Axel.
Yeah.
I want to talk to the lizard folk at some point.
Okay, the ones that are on. Oh, yeah, they're on the ship. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going to be staying on the ship for this evening. But I kind of want to ensure that they understand that the weapons might not be most effective in a swamp environment. And that
okay, well, they're very curious why you feel that way.
It's all about keeping the powder dry,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be an issue in a swamp environment.
All right. Yeah. So she speaks like, I don't know if she's revealed this yet or not. She speaks the common trade tongue, obviously, or she wouldn't have been sent as a diplomat, as it were, for her people. But seeing that Toothless was around, it was much more comfortable for her to only speak to him and have him speak to you guys, kind of thing. But being, listening to you talk to her, and realizing that you're trying to give some like real, actual, useful advice here, she kind of speaks in the common tongue of the Sword Coast, which is Shondathan, and she says,
I have heard that the smoke powder is very susceptible to damp. We plan to be quite careful with it. We are very comfortable in the water, but the sahuagin, the sea devils, are much more adept at underwater combat. That is why we had no intention of bringing the guns into such conditions. We are hoping to use it to chase them out of our landlocked areas and drier places.
That sounds like a pretty good plan. Could I ask, when did the sahuagin, when did they kind of step up to get so much worse?
Their incursion started 6 moons ago. Small scouting forces at first. We at first thought them lost, perhaps in a storm, but very quickly it became apparent that they sought something in the swamps, and they were willing to do whatever was needed to take those things. They continued to invade our territory in greater and greater numbers until it was impossible to ignore. Their malevolence would not allow them to leave our hunters and gatherers in peace. So, in the end, conflict was inevitable.
Do you have any idea what it was they sought?
Whatever they seek, they still seek it even now. Though perhaps they merely seek our destruction.
Has there been have they sent any emissary of any kind, or is it all just attacks?
It has been attacks. I have received word via magical sending that we have captured one of them alive. But it refuses to talk. It is a particularly grotesque specimen, as it has features that make it possible for it to pass as a sea elf.
What?
Really interesting.
What?
Oceanus is
Alright,
on the ship.
well,
You could ask him about that.
Yeah, maybe
Yeah.
he's a sahuagin.
Yeah.
Apparently there are some among their people that have a sort of curse that makes them born in the guise of their greatest enemy.
Huh.
Interesting.
Okay. That
We
is
speculate that perhaps they are actually related to elves, but this is none of our business or concern.
So Sahaugin's greatest enemy are actually sea elves, is what you're saying.
From what we can gather and understand, yes.
All right. Well, I'm gonna turn in, get some rest before the big thing.
It will be good to return to the swamps. With us along, and the one they call Toothless, you should be safe.
Yeah, I'm not big on safety.
Well, then you may be in for a treat. I was simply creating a deception to provide you comfort. It is actually quite deadly.
Sounds good.
All right. So, that brings us to Skull. You have any last biz that you need to handle in town?
Okay. How many of you guys do not have a healing potion?
I do
Who
not.
doesn't have a healing potion?
I actually.
I don't.
Tari
No,
doesn't.
no one has a healing potion.
I don't
Okay,
have
so-
a healing potion either. Yep. Nope.
Okay.
No healing potion.
So I have one. I have one antitoxin, and we have found 2 on the ship. So 2 people take 1 now. I want to try and sell this poison to maybe get some gold and buy some more for us. The male
Yeah, what happened to all the
poison.
healing potions we had?
We
They were
picked
used.
up like how many from the house? One was used, I know, right?
That's the one I still have. Is the one we found in the house. We found 2 in the house. One was used to revive you during the snake fight.
Yeah.
Um,
And then Tari was given one by the innkeeper.
or maybe
I
that's
used
the
that
one
one.
she. Or that's the one she used to heal you.
Okay, and then we found some in the desk.
Yeah,
We found 2
2
in the
house.
desk.
I have one. I took one of those. Someone grabbed another one, but apparently it's gone now. But we found 2 on the ship from Sigma, so we have 2 to hand out now.
And then
So,
2 in the desk, right?
no.
From the house.
No. I have
I'll
one
take
of
it.
those. The other one was used at some point. I don't know. Wasn't keep track of it. It no longer exists. There are 2 that we have now. I already have one.
I would say whoever doesn't have the healing capability, just give them one to hold on to.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have healing word, so I don't.
Yeah, same.
If somebody else wants to take it.
Okay.
I have one word.
You have connections. You will be able to sell the poison at half the listed value.
Okay, cool.
No haggling required. As part of your background and your roguishness and all that. The healing potions, just standard rate, 50 GP for basic bitch healing potion. They do get exponentially more expensive and harder to find the more powerful they become.
Yeah.
But the basic ones, that is how the world goes around, is really healing potions. So generally you can find healing potions in stock. If you go crazy and you're like, I want to buy 100, probably won't be able to buy 100.
No, I just want to buy one for each member, so that we all have one just as a backup. So I get 250 normal price, 125. So that's 2 more potions. We have 4 to hand out.
All right, sounds
so
good.
Lyria gets one. Thogrim, Haxel gets one. Toothless, do you want one? Or like half of our party can healing word, so.
Yeah.
I'll take one just in case.
Oh, but you're gonna be shapeshifted most of the time.
Shape.
Unless you decide to hold it in your mouth. Okay, so I'm gonna give.
Turn into an 8.
So that's easy. So Thogrim, Haxel, Lyria, Hurry, get a healing potion. That's the healing potion sorted out. The rest of the night he'll probably spend practicing with his new blade he got off Sigma.
All right.
Adopting a more serpentine fighting style, maybe. I don't know. And then he'll turn in early after that business is concluded. Wait a minute, healer skits. Who's got healers?
We still have ours. We haven't used them.
Okay, we're good then. All right,
Yeah.
so that's 2, and I get to keep 25 gold.
Yeah.
Okay. And that'll be the rest of my day.
All right. So we've got Thogrim. What else do you take care of in town?
I'm gonna go and talk to some people around town.
Okay.
And see if I can pick up on anything, any identifying features, or anything that might somebody that's in a Kraken society might do. Like, do they have a special handshake? Do they always carry around, like, I don't know, a blue book or I don't know, something like that, something that I could maybe identify with somebody with better.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead and you're gonna just do an investigation check, or a persuasion check. Investigation would just be you asking around, putting the clues together, whereas a persuasion check would be you sort of getting people to share information.
I'll go with let's go with persuasion. Going well.
Yeah.
I think this is like your first bad roll ever.
Maybe the stone wasn't unlucky. Maybe that was the secret. So the thing about the Kraken Society is it is like the evil stonemasons. Like it is a secret society. The fact that Valkor brine-handed guy was able to sort of even drop that info on you is he's a retired adventurer. He's had to deal with them in the past. He has like a working knowledge of them. But they're definitely a group that most people wouldn't have heard of. And as you are kind of asking around, a lot of people, they even people that you've known in the town, they get like real guarded about the questions that you are asking, which kind of gives you like a bad vibe that like these are some bad people. People are afraid to even talk to you about it. You could tell that there are a handful of people that might have known more, but nobody really feels like it is appropriate to discuss with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then with that roll, I'm just gonna go to the bar and like
Okay.
start talking to people, and then slowly but surely get too drunk to ask anyone else any more questions.
All right. Fair enough.
And then stumble back to the boat to check on the boys.
Okay. Illyria, any last minute biz that you have to take care of in town?
I would like to cast Goodberry and load a couple of fish. And then can I actually start trying to train Spencer like basic
Yeah, I mean
commands, like
Spencer is
sit
your
and stuff?
oh yeah, as a ranger
Yay.
beastmaster companion, like it's it's Hollywood movie level trainable. You know what I'm saying? Like he's down for pretty much whatever. Like he can't do your taxes for you or anything, but if it's within his
He knows the guy.
ability, if it's within his ability to do so, like he is an extension of your spirit, essentially. Like he's infused with your spirit in a way similar to like a wizard's familiar or an artificer's homunculi. So there's a connection there between you. So training him, I'm not going to ask for any kind of roles or anything like that.
Okay.
It's very much just a role playing thing because your bond is magical in nature. So there's no worries there.
All right, and then I would like to write a letter to my parents, telling them all about Spencer, and I'll draw pictures of him to send to them, so that way they can see
lovely.
what I've been researching.
Okay, I dig it.
And that's it.
Okay. Sounds good. So, that brings us to Tari. Any last minute biz that you want to take care of?
Yeah, I want to buy a scimitar.
Okay.
And then I want to. I have like a kind of like a natural harbor that I found somewhere down the coast that feels pretty safe to me. If that's
sure.
okay. That I just go to spend the night.
All right.
Kind of like, maybe between the island and my house is kind of like near Krebs' place. So if there's a place around there.
Yeah, I think that would work out pretty well. So I'm thinking maybe by that sort of big southern island area, maybe slightly south of that might be a like a quiet private place to just kind of be yourself and not have to worry about the hustle and bustle of the city.
Yeah.
All right.
I only see one island.
Right. Yeah, the one that has the
cool.
the grave
Yep.
of the mermaid princess and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
There's a secret dungeon buried underneath it and all that good stuff. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, right there. Exactly. So, yeah, and there are some stone. I think you guys have heard about that from the locals. There are some stones up there. Maybe you guys heard about that from the locals. Oh, okay. Yeah. So that island has standing stones on it. They are 2 enormous rune stones. Yeah, iconic, right? In ages past, it is said that a siren was chained to these stones and sacrificed by the predecessors of the settlers of Saltmarsh. But since then, fishing in the region has flourished. But it's said that the siren's ghost still haunts the island, and that's why nobody has ever settled there. And that's why, even though it is a prime location to install like a lighthouse or something, no construction has ever taken place on the island. Yeah,
That's cool.
Very Skyrim-esque.
yes. So it's a very spooky island that everybody just sort of admires for its beauty, and nobody ever talks about it. Like at town meetings when they're like, boy, it'd be good to have a lighthouse. Oh well, there's absolutely no place to build one. Yeah, like it's just never, it never comes up in conversation. So yeah, it would make a perfect place for you to go, because most people have sort of a healthy fear of the place. Now, as a bard of the College of Glamour, perhaps your closeness to this area is what sort of awoken those more fey-like qualities. Yeah. But yeah, I would say you definitely feel a kinship to the place, and you feel like your music is more powerful and comes more easily when you are there.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's fancy.
Okay.
Awesome.
Cool. So everybody settles in for the night. Just
in that case, I'll do like a ritual where I like kind of like maybe move around the island a little bit, and I like play, like a song to the whatever's there, like the power that's there. Just
okay.
like
Yeah,
thanks.
definitely.
Like cool.
Yeah, this is definitely confirming your suspicions. Like the more time you spend there, you feel like your skills increase faster, your understanding of song and melody, and not just above the waves, but below the waves as well, because it's like two completely different techniques to creating water beneath the sea and above the sea. And here you feel that you can hone those skills faster and more readily than anywhere you've been before.
Awesome.
Yeah. But there are times where you do feel not so alone, but you also feel sort of a crushing sadness and despair. So it's kind of like the full roller coaster of emotions when you hang out in this place.
Oh, God.
Yeah. All right. So where's everybody crashing for the night, just so that I get a better sense of like your characters and your involvement in the world. So Haxel, where are you crashing for the night?
The ship.
All right, crashing at the ship. Toothless is crashing in the river. Skull, are you staying at your own place, or are you sticking with the group? Okay.
Maybe staying in his own place.
All right.
Preparing for like a journey.
So you got a couple roommates at your place. I think we discussed it before. Sort of like a halfway house for bachelors kind of thing. Yeah, and they're they want the scoop on what's new in Skull's life. If you are willing to accommodate them, they tease you mercilessly for going to bed at 8 p.m. That kind of stuff. Thogrum, you gonna just crash at your house?
No, I'm gonna, after I go around asking everyone, I'm gonna go back to the boat to check on the two dwarves.
Okay.
And maintenance on the boat, and then I'm just gonna pass out on the boat. So.
All right, cool. Illyria, where are you and Spencer gonna crash for the night?
At my place.
At your place. All right.
Yeah.
And Tari, do you want to spend the night out on the haunted island? Okay. All right. So, other than beautiful singing in the middle of the night that hauntingly wakes Tari from her slumber, only to find no one there, nothing interesting happens that night. And you guys all wake with your internal Dungeons & Dragons alarm clocks at 4 a.m. And you meet essentially north of town at the edge of the swamp and prepare to head out. Okay. So, journeying into the swamp, we've got all y'all and those two lizard folk. Is that correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
All right.
And
cool.
that other, there is an invisible thing that the main one has.
Oh, I mean, that's their
Oh,
business, though. So.
Oh.
But yeah, I guess the invisible thing would probably want to accompany them. All right. So, yeah, give me one survival check to cover the whole group. It can be made with advantage because you have so many people working together on this.
Do you want to make it Illyria? And if you do, I can give you a little guidance.
Okay.
Not to put you on the spot.
Nice. Sweet.
All right, that is 19 plus guidance. Oh yeah, that is fantastic. Yeah, with that check and the clear weather, with all the rain that happened yesterday, it is going to be a lot of canoe work as you make your way through the swamps, for sure. On the bright side, that keeps you from dealing with things on the land. Your large numbers are definitely going to deter most predators from attacking you guys and giving you a hard time. So a lot of things kind of working in your favor, which is good.
For legendary crocodile.
Yeah. Mwahaha. No, don't be scared of legendary crocodile. It'll be fine. So yeah, let me take you guys on over to the bayou, as it were. Give you an idea of, what you're kind of dealing with here as you're making your way through. Kind of picking your way through. You got the long poles. You're pulling the canoes as you go, making your way through the swamp. Indigenous creatures all about. The three lizard folk seem overjoyed to be back in the swamps. At least I'm pretty damn sure they feel that way. So yeah, it's a nice feeling, I guess, to be back home again. The rest of you, how do your characters feel about the swamp and the swamp life?
I fucking hate bugs.
Oh, there's a lot of bugs.
I fucking hate them.
Did anybody buy
Off.
basically
There was fucking insect repellent.
Oh yeah, there was insect repellent. I mean, that's why I asked. Did anybody need anything before we left town? Blah blah blah. So no, okay. Yeah.
Oh.
So
That's not fair.
Oh, and Crash, sorry. Like while we're going through the water, Toothless is continually trying to find insects to collect as well.
Oh, it is very easy. There are so many. In fact, this time of year, this time of year, you could just scoop the dragonfly larva right out of the water in some places. It's so thick with them. And they are, if you've ever seen a dragonfly, I've never seen a dragonfly larva, they are disgusting. It's like a long segmented worm with almost like a lamprey like mouth. They are disgusting. But yeah, you're catching quite a few of these things. So
awesome.
This crate, I guess, will be your guns because you're gun running.
That's good.
Yeah, through the swamps. All right. As you are making your way through the swamps, just sort of enjoying the relatively warm day compared to lately. So it's been about 72 today, which is pretty pleasant. It's cloudy, it's overcast, but it is not raining. And yeah, you're making very, very good time as you sort of make your way through the swamps. That makes some of you feel a little nervous that things are going that well. And as it should, Toothless, you realize that there are a number of how do I put this, clumps of vegetation and muck up ahead that are very much not clumps of muck and vegetation. They are creatures of some kind, and they are definitely lying in wait for the party.
We have some trouble up ahead potentially. Looks like something might attack us. I'm not sure what. Let's stop the canoes, at least briefly.
Okay. You kind of call, signal to everybody to kind of slow down and stop the canoes. All right.
How far?
Oh yeah. So yeah, they're just up ahead. These sort of clumps of vegetation and debris that caught Toothless's attention. He's very observant, I'll have you know. But yeah, I think that there's sort of a mutual understanding here. There's definitely no surprise. And with you guys kind of slowing down, they would definitely get impatient. And I think I will have them roll some initiative. So if you guys would also like to roll initiative, that would be super duper.
Oh.
All right, let me add these clowns to the initiative tracker here, and also your lizard folk allies.
That second one is Spencer. It won't let me click on his token though, and then I actually forgot to click on mine.
Oh, it won't let you roll his token. All right, let's see what's going on here. Oh yeah, you are right. Let's see. I think I grabbed the wrong whalehound. I think I grabbed Spencer's brother. Let me see if we've got an actual Spencer. Let's see. Characters, Spencer. That's the problem. That's not Spencer. It's an imposter. At least I think. Let's see. Okay, I see the problem. The miniature is not correctly saved to your sheet once the name got changed. So let me fix that real quick.
Okay.
All right.
You want to give me access to while you're doing that?
Yeah, sure.
There we go.
Okay, fix that. And fix this. All right, and then we go over here to Spencer. And we remove the old token that doesn't have the right name. We add the new token. And we are good to go. All right, you should be all fixed and working.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see what this initiative rolls out to be. All right, one of them broke from hiding quickly. Oh, right, we gotta get Spencer in there.
And me, sorry.
Okay, yeah, go for it.
Oh, I just forgot to click on my token, so it was 18.
So let me add the two of you. So there's that and that. Okay, so who was an 18?
Illyria.
Okay, and what was Spencer? Or 183?
Spencer was 6.
All right, Spencer was a 6. All right, I think we have everybody now. All right, so these guys are definitely feeling rowdy. So we'll go ahead and add a little combat music here. All right. Yeah, so right off the bat, one of the big forms that was pointed out to you burst forth from its hiding place. It is a grotesque humanoid creature, ape-like body, big muscles, hunched over, long arms, again, ape-like body, long pointy nose, green skin covered in warts and scales and scars, big wide mouth full of pointy needle-like teeth, long greasy hair on its head. Artwork depicts it wearing clothes, but it doesn't wear any clothes. It's, it doesn't have time for that nonsense. But yeah, those of you, anybody, actually, this is common enough monster. Anybody can real quick roll a knowledge nature check to see if you identify this creature. All right, we were working with the 10, 14, 21, 19. Oh, man. Yeah, Tari and Illyria, this is a troll. Yeah, trolls are a type of giant. And they are very, very, very aggressive, very nasty. And relatively fearless. Illyria, you also recall that trolls regenerate all damage done to them, even if like a limb is severed, or even if their head is severed, they will continue to fight.
Okay.
Yeah. There are ways to stop that. You believe it is fire. Because, I mean, 21 nature check. Well done. All right. So that being said, the creature bursts forth from the muck, and it is going to start making its way towards you. So let's see.
Is it large?
It is a
Looks
large creature. It is pushing hard against the limits of large creature. It is very, very big.
Okay.
But it is a large creature. And let's see. Yeah, this area, it's all very difficult terrain. So it's going to move, and then it is going to dash to get right up next to the canoe, and that will be its turn. All right, Illyria, you're up.
Okay, I will pull up my crossbow and take aim at this dude.
Okay. That is just shy.
Okay.
Yeah, 14. The bolt hits the creature, and you see it just sort of explodes some of the boils and warts on its hide, and kind of just skids off of its scaly skin. It does not do any damage to it.
And then I'll yell to the group, burn him. And I don't have any fire, so sorry, guys.
In Draconic, Lizard Boy right here, he says, trolls, it's good to be home. And he is going to jump out of the canoe and sploosh down into the water. He has a swim speed, so he will not treat this as difficult terrain. And yeah, judging from how like tall or deep the water is and how tall the trolls are, you're probably at about 4 feet deep water right now. And so, yeah, he's going to leap into the water, and he is going to swim over behind this tree, and he's going to throw a javelin at the troll, is what he is going to do. Good for you, lizard folk. So here we go. He's going to chuck that javelin. All right, that is a miss. All right, so the javelin kind of heads towards the troll, and the troll just bats it out of the air with a snarl. All right, Thogrim, you're up.
Oh. With a smile on his face, I'm gonna kind of pass through Haxel and my lizard friend to the edge of the boat.
Okay.
And I'm gonna use my bonus action to cast Spiritual Weapon.
All right. Let's see. We've got that somewhere. It's Gon's item. There we go. Let's see. I'm trying to remember what the hell I named your spiritual weapon token so I could grab it.
It was like an anvil or something.
Yeah. I'm just trying to find it. All right. I'll grab it in just a second. But did you roll the attack on it?
I did. It's a 23.
Okay. All right. Oh, there it is. Blop. Okay. 23 is definitely a hit. And you should be able to move it now.
And then, yeah.
All right. 4 points of force damage.
I'll take it.
The troll kind of snarls and bats at the anvil. Its hand sort of passes through the energy of the magic, and it just kind of rolls its eyes and shakes its head, turns its attention back towards the canoe.
And then I'm going to also, with my action, just swing it at one-handed.
Alrighty. 10. Yeah, you swing on it, and the canoe kind of like rocks dangerously, and you have to pull short your swing to keep your balance.
Okay.
All right. Haxel, you're up.
First off, Haxel would like to try and get on top of this tree stump.
Okay.
If that's tall enough.
Oh,
Also,
okay. These trees, these aren't really stumps. They're just bisected so that you guys don't have your view blocked by the canopy. They actually go all the way up to the tops of the trees.
Okay. Is there a dry place to stand anywhere besides our canoes?
Yeah, there's an island over here to stand on.
Okay.
Yeah,
Swing
so any
from
of the
a
ones that
vine.
look like any of the ones that look like little turds floating in the water, those are islands you could stand on.
There must be a vine hanging from
Alright,
the
well-
tree. You could swing from the vine.
Yeah, I'll just try and stand on this dry part of this stump
Okay.
thing,
Yeah, so you
and
kind
I'll,
of
just-
hop from the canoe and sort of stand on the roots of the bayou tree, making sure to kind of stay out of the water that is crawling with leeches.
Oh god.
All right, and you direct a vicious mockery at the troll. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll attempt a wisdom saving throw, and apparently does not care about your cruel words today. It just shakes its head.
It's jacked, man. Big
All
is.
right. All right. Standing at the front of the boat, Thagrum, you see another one rising up out of the muck.
Oh.
Thagram's butthole's gonna pucker out a little bit.
Yeah. All right. It's difficult terrain, so it's going to move, and then it will dash to here. And that is its turn. All right, Toothless, you're up.
So Toothless is going to tell Buddy to stay put towards the back.
Yeah, Buddy nods and lays down in the corner of the canoe.
As his action, he'll cast Spark Skin on himself.
Okay, bark skin on yourself. Got it.
And is then gonna kind of use for his first movement. He'll kind of jump overboard, go about, I guess, maybe 10 feet, and will change into a giant constrictor snake.
Okay.
Nice.
Let's see. I like
Sorry.
the one from earlier in the adventure.
I remember it well.
Do you?
It's kind of an intimate moment.
Yeah.
All right, so let's see. I got to fill up its HP tank, and I will give you control of it real quick.
Mega Man style, just the little pips.
Let's see. Toothless. There we go. And Toothless. Okay.
Cool, thanks. And then it's going to move, 5, 10, 15, 20. I guess it can get it right about there, maybe with the rest of its movement.
Okay.
And it'll stop there.
All right. Skull, you're up.
And hop into the water, pulling out Vigmus Falchion.
Okay.
Let's attack it. Yeah.
Yeah, 17 is going to hit.
Okay. And sort of is okay, so damage.
Oof.
And
Ooh,
then
strong hit.
in addition to that, since the attack hit, kind of as part of like the getting off the boat, I'm gonna jump on. I'm gonna try a trip attack with my superiority, my new thing. He
Okay.
has to make a 14 strength save, or he's prone, and he takes an extra
All right.
1 damage.
Yeah, you take him by surprise. You leap from the canoe,
Yeah,
and you kind of bring the sword down in a ferocious chop, and it is prone. It kind of splooshes under the water.
Yeah, sort of the
A little
whole
bit of
kind of
water.
movement, jumping off the boat, bringing the sword out.
Yeah. Tari and Thagrum, as you guys are in the boat, it begins to rock back and forth from Skull's incredible daring do. Tari, you feel the big crate of guns kind of hit your the back of your leg a bit, a heavy reminder of the very expensive payload that you guys have.
Man.
All right, anything else from Skull?
No.
All right, Spencer, you're up.
Okay, I'm gonna tap Spencer. Go get him, boy. And he will get out. 25, and he will bite this troll.
All right, that's advantage from prone and advantage from pack tactics, I think.
Yep.
All right, yeah, 22 for 10. That is a savage hit. All right, yeah, he digs in, starts tearing at its leg and just shaking it underwater. You see the troll kind of sputtering and like grasping out, trying to get back on its feet.
That'll be it for Spencer.
All right. Seems like everything is going pretty well, Thogrum. And then you see a third one over on this island come out of the mud like Arnold Schwarzenegger hiding from a predator. This is a lady troll for anybody that's writing fan fiction. There's a surprisingly small amount of traditional lady troll art, though, so you'll have to imagine the details in the theater of your minds. All right, but she's beautiful, obviously. So yeah, she comes out and ape-like, she kind of like runs along the edge of the island here, and kind of leaps into the water, a sploosh, and then she will use a dash action to get right up on the canoe. All right, Tari, you're up.
God, you're ugly. Do you build yourself literally out of those fucking bugs? God.
Oh, max damage.
Oh man, I'm jealous. I've never had a vicious mockery that good in my whole life. All right, let's see. Wisdom saving throw. Oh yeah, that gets it. Which one were you mocking, by the way?
The one that's on the boat.
Oh, the one that just the lady. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she takes the 4 points of damage, and she looks disoriented and confused.
And then, am I able to paddle the canoe at all as my move, or would that have to be my action since I'm doing it with my handsies?
Do you have you have water view? Well, you're a bard. You have every proficiency. Yeah, you aren't using your hands for anything else. You could certainly try to pull this thing away. I will probably allow it as a reaction to try to grab hold of the canoe. So it would be, yeah.
Can I throw out an idea? Since,
I mean, yeah, you guys could free. Yeah, you guys are in a life or death situation. You could certainly be shouting out ideas to each other.
So she has the power to, like you do, to give us a free movement. If she did that, could I use that movement to kind of pull the boat back towards this way? If I used all of that movement, or is that too much?
Again, you could, but the trolls would probably use the reaction to grab the boat if you're willing to, oppose strength or oppose athletics them. You can certainly do that. You are up to your chest right now in the water. You have a swim speed though, because of right. Do you have a swim speed or no?
I don't. We were talking about the Mariner fighting style, but we decided it was too OP, so I don't. Right.
I didn't know who had taken the Mariner armor or not. So
Illyria has it.
Okay, gotcha.
Y'all make a good point, though. I will use my bonus action to make myself a much, much, much more attractive troll.
Okay.
And I will give Haxel, was that you who was making that suggestion?
No, that was
Skull.
Or was that Thogrum? Skull?
Yeah.
Okay,
but,
sorry.
But Thogrum, Skull, and Haxel are definitely the ones who are about to get ripped new buttholes when the troll's turns come back around. because trolls hit really hard and they hit a lot of times per round.
Cool.
So bonus HP would not
those
be
three.
would not be a bad use of your of your action economy. Okay.
And then to the extent that I can, I will try to paddle the canoe backwards, and if they fight me, that's totally. I guess I will. If it looks like they're gonna, I mean, they're holding onto the canoe, right? So I'll try to secure I'll just like grab onto the keg.
Yeah, basically as the
barrel of weapons.
As the female's item interaction and the male's item interaction, they both have put hands on the canoe.
Okay,
like they have,
so I'll just try to
they
keep
move,
the
they dash,
gun
and
falling out.
Yeah, and they're up on it, for sure. All right. So this turn, you're just going to keep an eye on the guns and try to stabilize them.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Gotcha.
Try to hold on to them, keep them dry, keep them out of the
All
way.
right. So, Druid back here, that is to say this albino lizard folk lady, she is going to try to help out by summoning some help. So basically, she is going to conjure some animals. Is how she is going to help out. She's going to conjure some crocodiles, 4 of them to be precise. Let's see. What do you got? Oh, there we go. And I got to roll all 4 of those into initiative, and then she will be concentrating.
Yeah, okay, so she did use Mantle of Inspiration.
Yep.
So, okay, so Thog, how many HP is that? 5? Okay, so we all get 5. And we can move, you can move without provoking opportunity attacks if you want.
Yeah, that's true. Thogrum, Skull, and Haxel, you can all immediately use your reaction to move your speed, or whatever your speed gets modified to, because you guys are all dealing with difficult terrain right now, and swimming and all that jazz. Well, Thogrum, you're in a canoe. I guess it's not. It's difficult terrain, because it's rocking back and forth and all that stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you guys can definitely use those to move out of the reach of the trolls if you wanted to. And you see nature spirits sort of coalesce in the form of 4 big-ass crocodiles.
Wow.
All right. So this is getting pretty interesting. And they all roll into initiative. All right, and that will be her turn. She will also move to the back because she is okay with the soft-skinned elf taking the hits instead of her. Because, you know, there's no shame in that. She's got powerful magic. It's important for her to keep her concentration. All right, first summon croc is going to go. It is going to bite itself a troll. It's going to bite this troll right here, or at least it's going to try to. Let's see. 23 definitely hits. So it has bit this troll and is grappling it. So its speed is reduced to 0.
The target is restrained?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So that's it's going to have disadvantage to its attacks, and you guys will have advantage to your attacks against it. And then this thing is going to stay exactly where it is. All right. Troll number 20 does not want to be restrained. It is going to try and break free with one of its it gets multi-attack here. You know what though? I don't believe multi-attack allows them like a character to swap out for grapples. So it would be an all or nothing on that one. It'll just attack with disadvantage. That's fine. So it is going to turn its attention on the crocodile that is grabbing it. It's going to make 3 attacks against it, but all of them will be at disadvantage. So here we go. 2 claws and a bite.
Oh.
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay. So that croc picks up the crocodile that's grappling it, and it starts pulling the jaws apart, and it keeps pulling until they snap backwards. It is grotesque, but fortunately these are summoned creatures, so as it dies, Final Fantasy VII style that turns into little spirits and kind of back into the swamp. But yeah, it is dead. In Fury, it's going to attack this one with its bite. Hitting it for 6 points of damage. And that is its turn. It is no longer grappled and restrained. Illyria, watching the troll in action is a hell of a lot different than reading about it. Yeah. So what are you going to do?
Oh, goodness. Okay. I'm going to Hunter's Mark the Chica.
Okay.
And gosh, take aim at her and hope I hit.
Yeah, 19 is definitely a hit. Okay, 11 points of damage to Madam Troll, plus 5 more from the Hunter's Mark. Okay, yeah, the arrow plunges in. And one thing of note, Thogrum, this troll right here that had been damaged by your spiritual weapon, and also by the crocodile, all of that damage, you watched the wounds completely close up.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah. Okay. Shit. That brings us to this one. Same deal. It's going to try to grab this this one. It is going to kind of barrel roll over in the water so that it is threatening both of them. And it is going to bite down on Lady Troll. Hell yeah. That is a strong-ass hit. It chops down for 10 points of damage. And it is now restrained and grappled. All right, these gators are clutch. Over here, regular lizard folk.
No.
He sees that his new allies are melee with the trolls, but he also sees that there are summoned allies here. He calls out in Draconic, "Blackskin, do not engage! Away! And he throws another javelin at the troll that is engaged with Spencer and Skull. And in doing so, he maybe hits. Let's find out. Oh yeah, 23 for 8. Plunges into the troll. Javelin sticking out of this thing. And then it is going to swim back a ways. Actually, yeah, he'll swim back to here because he's got a nice swim speed working for him. All right, Thogrum, you're up.
So is the lady troll grappled right now?
Yes, she is grappled. Attacks against her will be with advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna look at the lady and be like, "Oh, you're much better looking than this one." And I'm gonna take a swing at her.
Okay.
With advantage, and I'm going to bonus action cast Searing Smite.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah, that is definitely a hit. And just enough fire damage to make a difference. All right, so does she get a Constitution save for what, half of one? So it would still be 1 point of damage, right?
Let's see. Let me read it real quick.
I don't think I've ever seen
that
anyone
sets them on fire.
Use Searing Smite before.
At the start of each of its turn until the spell ends, the target must make a Constitution saving throw. On a failed save, it takes 1d6 fire damage. On a successful save, the spell ends if the target creature or a creature within 5 feet of it uses an action to put out the flames.
Gotcha.
Or if someone douses the flames.
Okay. Definitely down with dousing. We'll say that you popped her upside the head, set that greasy hair on fire. Okay, so I'll put some fire down so I remember. Go ahead and give me the damage from your attack.
Oh, yeah.
All right.
Man, 5? When does that ever happen?
What the heck? He's looking and checking out your hammer. What the?
Is it broken? Like,
Fucking
yeah.
stone.
It's never done
So,
less than 10
that's
damage.
another
You give her a gentle, by your standards, bonk on the noggin, and a small fire starts. Okay. She is not happy about that. So she doesn't take the damage yet. It's if she fails the saving throw when her turn starts. Got it. Yeah. Okay. This troll right here, man. Yeah, Skull. It's coming for you. It's gonna stand up with half its move.
Oh shoot! I remembered to do that. Damn it.
Yeah. I know, right? All right, here we go. Claw attack.
Oh no! I saw it. I saw the damage before.
Oh my god!
Oh my god.
Yep.
Claw attack.
Which one got vicious mockery though? Didn't one of them?
The lady with the little
Oh.
pink dot. Yeah.
I only got a +7. Yeah, we should run. I think it's
All right,
over.
so
It's
that's
over
a
for me,
26 plus 8. Gosh, that's 34.
That's exactly enough. Oh no, I have my 10 HP. Oh god.
All right. Well, look at that.
He's got one more
Sweet.
attack.
Saving lives. Saving lives. And then it's going to lunge forward with a bite.
Damn. All right. Yeah. That's
And
it.
1,
He's
2,
dead.
3. Skull is down.
Ooh.
All right. It is going to, I guess, stay right where it is because it's flanked by a weird dinosaur and a crocodile. So I know those are alligators, but it was such a cute artwork. I wanted to use it anyways. All right. So that brings us to Haxel's turn. Haxel, holy crap. What are you going to do?
Fire! Does nobody have fire?
I'll cast Hold Person on the one that just took him. Actually,
All right.
I'll do it on this guy.
Okay. That is a wisdom saving throw.
Yes, 14.
Okay. It fails. Unfortunately, Troll is a giant, so it is not affected by a Hold Person spell. It would need to be a Hold Monster spell to affect a Troll.
Really? It's not humanoid?
No, they are considered giants, which are outside of the humanoid spectrum. Yeah, that's where ogres, true giants, trolls, a few other nasties, a couple fey creatures. They all kind of fall in that giant category. So you cast a spell, the flash appears, the creature kind of shakes its head in confusion, and then it just lets loose a defiant sort of roar. All right. Anything else from Haxel?
Nope.
Okay.
You have healing word. Like, please.
All right.
Whatever.
That brings us to this crocodile right here is going to try and bite this boy right here. Here we go. Oh, man, these crocs are doing amazing. I've heard that saying before. 4 points of damage, and it is restrained. These crocs, they're putting in the work. They are putting in the work. This one right here, going to try to grab that one. Yeah. All right. It is going to. You know what? If I'm playing these as smart as I could, which I probably should, because I would definitely have if you were fighting the lizard folk, they'd be playing them as smart as they could against you. In addition to grabbing this one, it does have some movement left. So it is going to drag the troll back with it. It does not provoke opportunity attacks because it's a forced movement. But it does get them away from you, which would be nice. And yeah, 22 for 9. Fantastic. This troll is bloodied. Let's see. And then it will drag him back as well. All right. Skull, saving throw against death. Whew. All right. Toothless, you're up.
I think Toothless is gonna, Snake Toothless is gonna move his full movement to get next to this troll up here.
Nice.
And is gonna try and make it extra grappled.
All right, advantage because it is restrained.
So he's gonna try and constrict the crap out of it.
You get that for
that
free
did-
when you hit. You just hit it.
Yeah, it's part of your normal attack. Your
It's like the alligators.
This is not working. Let me try it again.
You should
So
just be able to click on constrict is the attack. It's where you're basically looping your body around it and trying to crush it out.
Yeah, weird. I just clicked on it and nothing's happening. I like pulled up the.
You got the character sheet and you just clicked on constrict, or?
Yeah, and I got a bunch of error. Let's see. Huh. There we go. Oh, you did it for me. Thanks.
Oh, okay. Wow, did great too. 23 hits for 16 points of damage, and it is a double grappled restrained.
And I'm just gonna squeeze it. Yeah, sounds good.
Okay. Let's see, what else could I possibly put on there? Spider web. There we go. And yeah, it was already bloodied, so it takes 16 more damage. Whew, pretty clutch. All right, lady troll that is on fire. First and foremost, she's got to make a Constitution saving throw. Let's see how that goes. Oh, a 20. All right. So feeling the fire on her head, she just kind of scoops like a gallon of water with her massive ass hand and just sort of splashes it onto the fire. You then see her wounds begin to heal, Thogrim. And she smiles at you with her mouthful of needle-like teeth, and she is going to attack. So she lunges forward with those teeth to bite, and then she's going to claw.
Jesus.
Oh, shit.
Fuck.
Oh, my God.
And claw again. Keep in mind that she is restrained, so these attacks are at disadvantage. So a 19, I think, just hits. So you take 10, right? The 26, not a critical, hits for 8. And then the 17,
you take half, right?
And the 17 doesn't hit. He reduces damage by 3 because of his heavy armor master.
5, so 13.
Yeah, so you take 12 points of damage. Everybody's getting all scared. You're doing great.
So 12 minus 5 leaves me with 8. Minus 8 hit points.
There you go.
Oh. Okay.
And you had 5 temporary hit points.
Yeah, that's what the 12 was. The 12 was what it took, minus the 5.
Okay.
And the 8.
Yeah. Sorry.
Okay, Spencer, you are up.
Okay. Spencer's gonna look down at Skull and kind of sniff at him super sadly.
Yeah, Skull's got those like swirly eyes that Pokemon get when they get knocked out.
And then he's gonna move back this way and go around to.
Hell, just swim under the boat, girl.
Oh, I wasn't sure how deep it was, or.
Oh, it's about 4 feet deep, so he could.
Oh, okay, yeah. Okay, so he'll swim.
Okay, yeah. So he swims under the boat and gets up on it.
All right, and he will bite Milady.
All right.
Oh.
Yeah, you go to bite her, and she kind of sees this big shape moving through the water towards her. She just lifts up a big ass foot and just kind of holds him back with her right foot, just kind of pushing against him, while she savages Thogrim, while a crocodile savages her.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Spencer.
Tari. The canoe continues to shake violently as this troll is like half in, half out of it, with all these friggin' wild animals everywhere. You look around, you see Skull kind of floating there in the water. Yeah, it's a bad scene. All right, you're gonna cast.
So
Bane.
I'm gonna,
All
bite my thumb, like the sort of like my cuticle or whatever, and just bite myself like until I can taste blood. And then I spit at her and say, "Get your buggy mess off my boat."
All right. That would be all 3 of the trolls could be affected by that spell. Because you do up to 3 targets. So they have to make charisma saving throws. We'll start with the lady. She fails. Northernmost male fails. And the remaining guy. What's your DC?
It is a 14.
Okay, so this guy makes it, but the other two are baned. So they're going to have a 1d4 penalty to their saving throws and to their attack rolls.
And then with a bonus
And you are now
action,
concentrating.
I'm gonna. I can't. I just cast a spell, so I can't cast Healing Word as a bonus action.
Right. Yeah. Only way you could do 2 is if one of them is a cantrip.
Yeah. I am. Yeah, for my free action, I'm going to try to grab Skull, like get his face out of the water to whatever extent I can.
Okay. Yeah, I was actually going to have him start drowning this turn, so that's pretty smart. Okay, so you don't have enough action economy to actually move him. But you could certainly like move closer and just hold his head up so he does not drown, because he was about to sink underneath. And the cool thing about drowning is you can't stabilize. You just keep taking failed death saves. You can pass them, but no amount of passing will wake you up while you're drowning. It's amazing. It's a whole separate mini game. All right. Tari is done. This druid, who is keeping track of the battlefield, she will cast Healing Word on Skull.
Ah, sweet.
No, I'll just drown. It's fine. I got a new character ready already.
All right.
Don't.
All right, Skull, you come to your senses and you hear over the din of battle. And apparently you could be prone underwater. That was a question they had to answer recently because of Saltmarsh. And their explanation for it was so weak, but I will accept it. So you're turned around. I forget what it was. It was dumb.
You're floundering. You're not
floundering. Yes, that's what it was. You're floundering. All right, so she calls out to you, Blackskin, don't die. And then she is going to produce flame at this lady troll.
Yay, druid.
So let's see. That would be there we go. Would be a critical hit. All right.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
So that would be 4d6 fire damage. So 13 points of fire damage. And Thogrim, you see, if she takes that fire damage, she is bloodied again, and the wounds are not healing.
That excites him.
Yeah, look at all this status. It's starting to look like an MMO here with all these debuffs you've got on these guys.
More dots. More dots.
All right. That brings us to this one right here that is being grappled by alligator and restrained. It cannot get to you guys, so it will give the croc all of its attention. This is with a disadvantage. That is a miss. That is a miss.
Nice.
That is a hit. So 6 points of damage to the croc. It is not even bloodied. Oh, wait. It already had damage on it. So, yeah, it is. There we go. All right.
That's not the one that has
Bane
on
Bane.
it.
Yeah, it does. But with a 22.
Oh, with a 22. I saw the 13. Sorry. You're right.
Yeah. You're right, because it has disadvantage.
Disadvantage?
You're right. So this might actually miss. Hold on. Thank you for pointing that out.
It's a disadvantage and a
that drops
-4.
it to an 11. That is just enough to miss. So yeah, you just got a 6 hit points back. Well done, well done. All right, and it can't move, so that is its turn. Illyria, you're up.
Okay. I'm getting a little nervous that this chick is near Spencer. So I'll keep focus on her. $16?
16 is a hit.
Plus Hunter's Mark?
All right. My roll 20 is not
get that
letting me your
message.
attacks. It's catching up. It's catching up.
Got it.
Okay. There we go. I'm starting to see it. Okay. Oh, and we're there. 19 more damage. Holy crap. Yeah, she's looking real bad as another bolt kind of crashes and thuds into her chest. Most of it just sort of splintering into the flesh there. The burned flesh unable to regenerate these wounds.
Okay, I will stay here.
All right. This croc already has her bit, so it will have advantage to this attack. Yeah, that is a hit for 10 more damage. And then it will drag her away from you guys. All right. This one right here, your buddy, he's going to throw another javelin. I believe this might be his last one. There we go. Ugh, and he misses terribly. All right, Thogrum, he will use the rest of his movement to stay kind of far away from these guys. Thogrum, you're up.
So it would be 5, 10. Okay, so I can get to the lady troll.
Okay.
I'm going to make my way to the lady troll. Bonus action, use my spiritual weapon.
Okay.
To attack her. So let me reroll that. Where'd you go? That's going to be a big fat whiff.
Yeah, 9 definitely doesn't do it. You swing on her. Well, remember, you get to roll again because she's restrained, so you have advantage.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah.
Nope. Okay. So, Thogrum, what are you going to do?
I'm then going to one hand swing on her. Yeah, I know, right?
The stone. You need to get that stone back.
Yeah, you definitely hit. Do you want to roll again to see if you get a critical because you have advantage?
Fuck, I keep forgetting advantage.
Okay, nope. 18 hits for 7. She's already taken quite a bit of damage. That damage right there, you hear a crunch as your warhammer caves in her skull.
I was gonna say, there's also a 4 fire damage on top of that.
All right, she is
still have good measure.
Searing smite.
Okay, well done.
Oh, don't worry, Skull. Old Thogrum will teach you how to take a hit.
Oh, harsh.
Harsh.
He's underwater right now. He can't hear that. He's prone in the water. He can't hear it. There's lots of
No,
noises
Tariq's holding you up.
Damn it. Just let me go.
Ooh, all right, so that
Titanic.
Let's see.
Skull.
Yeah, 13 is still a hit despite a maximum bane, so that's 9 on the one that's got him. And then he will try to bite it. 12, but with bane, that will not hit. Oh, wait, this guy isn't baned. My bad. So 12 is enough to hit. All right, so 8 more damage. This thing is... this croc is nearly dead, but it managed to buy you guys another round. Whew, which is sometimes the best thing a summoned animal can do. Haxel, you're up.
I'll cast Fairy Fire on these two.
All right.
They're still alive, and I can. It's 20-foot radius, so I should just be able to get just those two. Dex save 14.
20-foot radius?
20-foot radius is a
Those
fireball.
40 feet, yeah.
20
yeah.
foot, whatever area.
I mean, which is it, a radius or a cube? I think it's a cube, actually.
It's a 20-foot cube.
Cube.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. If it's a cube, then yeah, you just grab those two. Gotcha. All right, so they have to make dexterity saving throws. Here we go. Top one and bottom one. Let's see. Bottom one doing great. Top one though. What color is your fairy fire?
We'll make it like red.
Red. Okay. All right. All attacks against it
I guess
will...
violet. It's gonna be violet.
Oh, violet. All right. All attacks against it will have advantage. So super advantage against this one. Anything else from Haxel? And do you have to concentrate on Fairy Fire? Why am I having so much trouble remembering Fairy Fire right now? Okay.
I'm just gonna move over to the side here and brace these guns.
Okay, fair enough. Fortunately, they were so heavy that they were probably the main reason you guys didn't capsize the canoe altogether with all the wild jumping out and jumping back in that was going on.
And those are fire-forged canoes.
Well balanced.
Okay, a critical hit from this crocodile. It chomps down hard, doing 12 points of damage to this troll. In doing so, yeah, it starts like kind of swallowing the troll's arm, like just kind of starts chewing its way up its arm, trying to hold it in place. And it will, per the instructions it's receiving from the druid, drag this thing even further away from you guys. All right, rinse and repeat. Ooh, that croc does not manage to do it, but does get to maintain the grapple. Oh wait, nope. By biting again, yeah, okay. So can't bite another target. Okay, yeah. So it just keeps chewing on this one, but doesn't get through to do any damage. Alrighty, Skull, you're up.
Rising up out of the swamp, like the swamp monster he is. Is very angry. When he gets angry, he starts spitting acid. He's gonna. Since I have my special coat, I get an extra movement or extra 5 feet. So stand up half, and I can go 10 more feet. So I'll go.
Okay.
1. Not enough. Would that be enough? A 30-foot line from me to hit both of the trolls?
Yeah, 30-foot line would hit both those trolls.
Okay, that's what he's gonna do. Take this.
All right. Either way, they're going to take acid damage, which is the important part here.
Yep.
So closest troll to you, and then furthest troll from you. And the furthest one, if he had made it, would also have been penalized by a D4. So they both take the full amount, and because they took acid damage, their wounds stop healing.
Oh, nice.
Then
Thick.
Excellent.
bonus action, second wind.
Okay.
So D10 plus my fighter level. I need to make a macro for this. 3, so I get 11 back or 12 back.
Okay.
That's the greatest second wind I've had so far. 12, 18. Okay. And then yeah, no, he'll to go to his last 5 feet, and he'll action surge.
Okay.
Also the first time ever using it. So I've used all my encounter powers in this one turn, and then we'll try get him with the falchion with advantage because he's just restrained.
That's correct.
Okay, so advantage, or well, maybe I could sneak attack him with a short sword. No, I'll just go falchion, whatever. That's what I already have out.
All right. 23 is a hit for 11. All right.
And yeah, he's not prone right now, is he?
No.
All right, then I'm gonna trip attack him too.
Okay. It's got to do a strength save. Here we go.
14. Oh, I just
14.
made it.
And
Right.
this one is not Bane, so it will keep the 14. So you go to hit it with your trip attack is really you just hitting it with this big ass sword so hard that it falls down.
Well, it's any attack, but yeah.
Honestly, between being grappled by a snake and a crocodile, it doesn't have a lot of choice here. It might have actually been knocked down if the two of them weren't holding it up. It's one of those situations. Yeah.
Well, I was just thinking if I knock him prone, he's grappled, so he couldn't get back up.
All right, Toothless, the snake. What are you gonna do?
It wants to bite. Yeah, Crash. It shows a bunch of weird like errors whenever I click on the bite action.
That is weird. All right, I'll hit it. I'll hit it for you.
Thanks.
All right. Yeah, that is a hit for 14 damage. Let's see, and oof, it is still hanging on as you just begin biting it with your massive fangs and crushing the life out of it. But it is still hanging on. It is not able to regenerate, though, because of that acid damage.
Crash, do you take the 2 damage? Because I still add a d8 damage, regardless if they save or not. The save is just for them being knocked
yep,
down.
I did.
Okay, thank you.
Cool, that's Snake's turn.
Okay. All right. This one on the ground is dead. And bursts into flames from the smite.
Ooh.
So it's sort of floating in the water, and the bits that are out of the water are smoking up good. All right, Spencer, you're up.
Okay, Spencer will swim towards this dude.
Okay.
And take a bite.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
You take a bite, all right. You grab hold of its arm, and you pull the arm completely off the creature. It lets out a howl of pain. The arm kind of flailing in Spencer's mouth. Green blood just kind of from the stump. The creature's eyes roll back in its head, and it dies.
Spencer's gonna start shaking the arm in his mouth. And then tosses it to the side.
All right.
Excellent.
The crocodiles all give Spencer like a bro nod of like professional respect for
Professional Biters Guild.
Yeah, absolutely. Saltmarsh Union. Tari, you're up.
Was Spencer hurt?
No.
No, he's doing
No,
great.
he's good.
Okay. I will try to secure the guns, like using that will be my full action to kind of get them all
smart move
set, and kind of I will just move the boat back a little bit.
Yeah, there's nothing to contest you doing that, so absolutely. All right. Cool.
Yeah, I guess could I move it parallel with the other boat, or is that too far?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Okay. So you guys are doing that. There you go. Yeah, as you come back in the common tongue, this lizard folk says to you,
Your skills with magic are potent. Well done.
And she moves to the front of the canoe, slow and steady. And she takes stock of the battlefield. I think it's too far for her to do a produce flame. What is that like? Yeah, it's just 60 feet. Is that in produce flame? I thought produce flame was only 30.
I think it's only 30.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah,
because they're just chucking it.
Yeah. All right. So she's got that got it burning there, but doesn't really have a target. She's concentrating on her spells. She sees that this one is pretty much done. I think lizard folk mentality, she would probably just take a dodge action. Or you know what? She'll ready a produce flame just in case. Yeah. So that's what she's going to do. If she does that, she will desummon her critters. Because that takes a concentration to ready a cantrip spell or any spell. So she will take a dodge action. She has total faith in you guys' ability to finish this up. That being said, it is this troll's turn. It is going to whip around and attack the one that is grappling it still. Here we go. Disadvantage and Bane. An 11 is a miss. Tries again. 15. Let's see what we got here. Ooh, that is still enough. All right. And then it's going to try to bite it. 13. Let's see. Clutch. Bane, save that crocodile's life. All right. That is the troll's turn. The acid kind of fades from the beast's hide. It doesn't regenerate, but you see it starting back up again. Illyria, your turn.
Okay. Illyria will move her hunter's mark to the last troll.
Okay.
And she will close her eyes, steady her breathing, and take a shot with elven accuracy.
Okay. Yeah, because you have advantage from all the many things that are plaguing this guy. Yeah. So a 20 definitely hits.
Okay.
Okay, 7 points of damage plus Hunter's Mark. Very nice. All right. Yet again, arrow slams into its chest, but the creature is just, I think he was the most neglected damage-wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's still going strong. Anything else from Illyria?
Nope, that's it.
All right, it's quite a shot. Crocodile. All right, Crocodile sees that its kill is dead. It has a swim speed of 30. Yeah, there you go. All right, he swims on up. Very happy about his outing today. 23 hits. So this thing is double grappled, double restrained. All right. This guy right here, he does not have any more javelins. He does not want to engage in melee, though, with this thing. So he is going to swim closer. And he is going to ready an attack if it breaks free and comes towards him. Thogrim, you're up.
Well, let's see. You said this is all difficult terrain, right? So 10,
Yep.
20. And then, like, what? I can move the bonus action at
With a bonus action, you can move your spirit weapon 20 feet.
rip. 5, 10, 15, 20. And then I guess I will just Sacred Flame.
Okay. Sacred Flame. It must make a dexterity save. It fails. So it takes 2 points of radiant damage.
Woo.
And yeah, and you're like, but it says flame. And then Gon's like, I didn't make this one up. Sorry.
Same.
I gave you Searing Smite. Okay. You're the one that picked Sacred Flame. All right. Yeah. So it takes 2 points of radiant damage. Anything else from Thogrim?
Nope. That's it.
All right. Even chip damage helps. Every little bit helps. This one is dead for reals. The acid damage it took from Skull screwed up its regeneration. Haxel, you're up.
I'll move to the front of the ship and Vicious Mockery.
Okay. It feels terrible. It feels terribly. Its feelings are hurt in a big way. It is bloodied from the psychic damage it takes.
That's all.
All right. This guy takes a bite. 16 is a hit. 3 more damage. This crocodile swims up. It attacks. Oh, could you imagine fighting these crocodiles? Imagine if there was one that was horribly mutated by magic and super aggressive. Oh, I'd hate to fight something like that. Oh boy. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah, they are just destroying this troll.
Very cinematic.
Yeah. It's like standing in the 4 feet of water, just trying to fend off these like 3 giant crocodiles, while you guys pepper it with spells and attacks. Purple fairy fire glowing all over its green skin. It's pretty hype. Skull, you're up.
Okay, I don't think I can make it over to them with the difficult terrain. I only have 35 movement.
Okay.
So I'm just gonna pull out a dagger and throw it at the troll.
Okay. Yeah, an 18 is definitely a hit.
Back.
All right, for a total of 13 damage. All right, the troll is looking beat to shit.
So gonna do the trip attack because it doesn't matter if it's ranged or not.
All right, you want to spend your last superiority die?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, it doesn't have sneak attack.
All right, here we go. Strength.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fails. So
Just chuck it in its leg.
Maybe it was your dagger. Maybe it was the 3 large crocodiles tearing it to pieces. We'll never know for sure.
Just ever so slightly tip the scales.
Yeah, it splooshes beneath the surface of the water. I don't know if that was good or not. But yeah, it is hidden from view beneath the water.
And I guess I will. I'll make my way, just in case.
That's okay. Toothless, you're up.
Slither, 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 slither.
Right.
Look under the water.
Yeah, it's down there.
And if you could constrict it for me.
Sure. Yeah, I'm not
Crash,
sure
yes.
why the creature's broken, but I got it for you.
Thanks.
All right, yeah.
Nice.
All right, he is quadruple restrained, being torn to pieces. Anything else?
No, and I'll try and keep it underwater.
Okay. Yeah. That brings us to Spencer.
Oh, Spencer. Let's see. 5. Let's go over here
All right.
and bite 10.
Yeah, you have quintuple advantage. All right, and Spencer, the troll slayer, kills another troll.
Yeah.
Oh, you look super proud.
All right, you just bite its throat and kind of like tear out its throat, and it is dead. Tari.
That's all the trolls, right?
Yep.
And I will say to the druid, we couldn't possibly have survived this without your assistance. Thank you. And we did manage to keep the guns dry for you, so we should be able to get them to you, to your people safely.
These are many words, and they are appreciated. But the fight is not over yet. Watch.
Yeah, it's not over. That's why we're still in initiative.
All right. She shouts out to you,
Blackskin, breathe your acid once more.
and as she says that,
Yeah.
the troll is not dead, and it begins lashing out at nearby targets. All right, here we go. Oof, that's a dead croc.
Oh boy.
Ooh, let's see. We got a Bane, though. There you go. Ooh, no, actually, a 12 is just enough. All right, so that's a dead croc. And then it is you're gonna bite the snake, or at least try to. Ooh, does not get through your scaly hide, because you're kind of like a wooden snake, right?
Yeah.
Because all right. So let's see, do that to remind myself, and then yeah, that is its turn. It is still restrained by the snake and the croc. Illyria, you're up. Unfortunately, it is underwater, so all of the advantages in the world are not going to help there. You would just make a normal attack roll against it because it's concealed by the water.
Sounds good.
All right.
Oof.
Oof. Yeah,
He's
you
really
take
in there.
Yeah, you take the shot, but you realize Spencer's there. You maybe kind of pull way short of the mark, just to make sure you don't hit Spencer.
Okay.
All right. This Croc's going to try to grab it. Yeah. All right. 8 points of damage, and it's strained, and underwater, and probably drowning. All right. This guy right here, he was holding his action, didn't need to use it. He sees that, things are going down now. He's going to sploosh back into the water, and he's going to swim in, try to help. Here we go. He takes his... he gets to make 2 melee attacks. That's nice. So he will take his heavy club and his spike shield. And he just starts beating the thing into unconsciousness. It is dead. Thogrum, your turn.
So
he calls out in Draconic, "Blackskin, it's not dead."
No.
10,
I hear you, brother.
Have the plump, pig-like creature with the beard use its fire magic.
I'm not even mad about that one, I guess.
Well, I mean, it's in Draconic, so
I'm not gonna just laugh to myself.
I'm just gonna bonus action. Hit it with spiritual weapons. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
Just anvil, bonk.
If any one of these attacks can deal half of its maximum HP in a single hit, you'll kill it. No, it'll still regenerate. All right, yeah. You have advantage on the attack, but
sure.
Or I guess not because it's underwater. I don't know. Anyways, yeah. Anything else from Thogrum?
I don't think I can do anything else.
All right. Haxel, no visual. They've got it held down at the bottom of the river swamp type area. You see a bunch of them are just on it. They're just on it, holding it under the water, trying to drown it out. What are you gonna do?
Nothing.
All right.
Dodge
Skull. You're
Just
up. Yeah, remember, if you don't have anything to do on your turn,
dodge.
Yeah, definitely take a dodge action. Skull, you're up.
Okay. Well, can't breath weapon again. But I would like to. It's up to you. I don't think might not be able to do it, but I want to try and light a torch, and I'm gonna hit it with it. I did the
Lizard folk was also thinking that, but he went swimming, and all of his torches are really wet. So,
yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
If you were keeping them in like a bag of holding or something, you could definitely just pull them out fresh and dry and good as new. But
if I see you taking out your torch, I will say, leave that out. Okay. Leave it out. Leave it where I can see it.
Okay, how far? Oh, okay. How far are you? 60? If you go to the edge of the ship, I can get next to it, ready in action to, once it's lit, I'll attack the troll with it.
Okay.
What
if you stand over it with the torch?
Yeah, so she can go there. What's the range? Do you need Turi? Do I have to be closer to you? If you go to the edge
I might actually have to be. I might have to. Let me just check.
What are we looking at?
It's just prestidigitation.
Prestidigitation.
Oh, it's got a torch.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think the range is 60 feet, right? On prestidigitation?
What's the range?
I'm not sure, but I'll tell you in a second.
Sure.
It's only 10 feet, yeah, unfortunately.
What? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yikes.
It's cool for snapping your fingers and getting candles to light, though.
Yeah.
Among like a grocery list of other awesome things. All right, so she tells you to stop, and then she kind of shakes her head, or like, never mind, or yeah, that, and then so I don't know what you.
Oh god, I can't click on my guy now for some reason. I think Roll20 is dying.
Oh, it was real bad this past week. It was real bad, especially
Well,
Thursday.
Theater of the mind. I guess I'll go to the other side of it and try and pull its head off.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an athletics check. Yeah. I'm gonna have it do a Constitution check to oppose this, since it's it's physical being at this point, less of its actual strength. So go ahead and give me an athletics check, or I guess I'll roll it for you. Oh, there you go. Yeah, 26. With a horrible snapping sound, you tear, and you kind of hear like the neck kind of separating, and you start pulling the head free. The skin is there, tearing it. All right.
And then it's gonna bite me again.
Yeah, I think it'll be your turn. It's definitely still somewhat attached. There's like torn muscle and like skin and stuff, but like you have separated it from the body.
Predator, I want to tear its spine out next.
Yeah, it's coming along.
Turn.
It's definitely coming along. All right, Toothless, you're up.
Can the snake drag this troll thing?
Yeah. But the problem is you and the croc are kind of pulling in opposite directions.
Yeah, I was wondering how that might work.
Yeah.
I think I'll just keep it grappled.
Okay.
And
you are a big enough snake. If you are concerned that your allies can't see it, you could certainly lift it up out of the water.
Yeah, that's the other thing I was going to do.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And that's what I will do.
All right. Spencer, I mean, you're pretty sure you killed this thing, and then it was up, and then somebody else killed it, but you're pretty sure it's going to get back up again, which is actually kind of fun, I guess. Yeah. But yeah, it's like a playmate that never tires.
He saw a skull take a toy from it, so he's gonna try and do the same thing.
All right. Starts
amazing.
Starts tearing free. Okay, he's gonna grab an arm like he did earlier, and critical hit. You tear the arm right off the damn troll.
Yeah.
All right. So we've got let's see, we got a head up here. Okay. And we got an arm over here. Nice. All right, Tari, you're up.
I will.
All right, you kind of dive into the murky, sludgy water and start swimming towards them. Okay.
Correct. Yep, and that's as far as that's what I can do on my turn.
All right.
Did you pull a torch out before you jumped in the water?
I dashed. So.
Oh. I mean, it's an item interaction.
Yeah.
And you're like holding it above your head,
I
sort of thing.
Right. Do I get a free action if I?
Again, an item interaction, like pulling out a torch, is different than lighting the torch. Lighting the torch represents using it, but yeah, you could pull a torch out and try to hold it high above the water as you swim to make sure it doesn't get all messed up.
I'll do that. Sure.
Okay.
I have one.
With a grumbling sigh, this lizard folk druid watches them gleefully tear the troll apart, and she turns to you and she says, "Captain Scarf Hero, your allies' zeal is misplaced. Now they have 3 enemies to deal with." And she jumps into the water and starts swimming over. And now, is she close enough? Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. She is, but it would be so cool for her not to do it, so I'm gonna wait because it'd be cooler that way. All right. So yes, the 3 separate pieces of the troll.
Say our tombstones.
Yeah, they all animate again. The head begins biting and starts biting at your wrists and your forearm. Disadvantage, of course.
This is as bad as this thing rolls like a monster.
All right, so that's a 10. Doesn't hit. Spencer, the arm that you're shaking in your mouth animates starts clawing at you. 16 is actually a hit for 14 damage. And then the remaining claw lashes out at the snake that is holding it, also at disadvantage, and that is a miss. Now, the one against Spencer might actually miss because it is baned.
Okay.
So that drops it to a 13.
Yeah, he's 16.
All right. So with all of those missing, now for she'll cast Produce Flame, and that'll finish. I think, unless she really flubs these attack rolls, that'll finish this thing up for you guys. Let's see. There we go. What do we got there? Wow, she did flub it up. Okay. So a little overconfident, she kind of stands up in the water and launches that Produce Flame. There are just too many targets, too much water. The fire rolls across the scaly hide of Toothless the snake. It does not connect with the troll, and she lets out some low curses in Draconic. And she turns to you, Tari, and says,
"This is for you to finish, I suppose."
Illyria, you're up.
Does it still has HP or?
Yeah.
Okay, so all right, so I'll take a shot at it.
Yeah, there's now 3 trolls to deal with.
Is it lifted now, or?
Yes, all parts are up and out of the water where you can see.
So advantage, or because it's grappled, right? Kick back.
Yes. So you would have elven accuracy for this.
Okay.
He has like 26 perception. He'd find it. Like there's
so what are you shooting? Which part of it are you shooting? The arm that your buddy has?
Shooting at the arm.
Okay,
that Spencer has.
Yeah, it goes limp. All right. Crocodile is just kind of muttering in Crocodile. This guy right here, unbelievable. It starts shaking the troll. It's not managing to get through. Lizard folk attacks it. None of this matters because it's not fire damage. So to speed up time, we're gonna skip it. Thogrum, what's the plan here?
So what is the closest one that's
Spencer's, right?
You're gonna want the body. This one over here is motioning at you. Healthy sized ham beast, and he's pointing at the body. He does not speak. I don't think you have a shared language though. So he's just sort of nodding at it with his head, like a head tilt towards it.
All right, then I'm gonna walk over there and take a swing at it.
Okay.
Is it being held? Do I have advantage still?
Yeah, you definitely have advantage. This thing they've had a rough time. Okay. Haxel?
With
just fix my scars.
Okay. Skull?
So that's +1.
He did fire damage. So I guess
on its turn it has to make the Constitution save, yeah.
Right. Okay. Well then I'll just take this. I'll
tear the rest of the way off. Yeah.
And then I'll start taking it over to Turi.
Okay.
Just to try to speed this up.
Toothless, you're up. This gator has released its hold on the beast if you want to drag it closer to Turi.
No. It takes the 1d6 fire damage, but it's not on a failed save. That damage stays. Like it stays.
It's not ongoing.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So it initially takes the damage and then has a chance to take additional damage.
Yeah, I think that's
okay.
I think that's
the next time you hit a creature, it does the extra 1d6. Okay, yeah, so that's enough. You ended it. All right.
Nice.
Whew. All right. So those trolls are blazing up good. As they sort of float in the water, a foul kind of greenish black smoke coming off of them.
He's a good boy, Spencer. He's a good boy.
All right. She calls out in Draconic.
Help me get this one back to the canoes. This is a fine specimen.
Oh.
The snake would definitely slither over and help her drag it over.
Okay.
Can that
Yeah,
fit on the canoe?
We will drag it.
Oh, okay.
Their blood is an excellent ingredient for potions of healing.
Yeah, I'll just kind of like slither up around it and then like swim back with it.
Unfortunately, we don't have access to much acid, so we don't get many specimens to work with. When they die by fire, the fat in their bodies blazes up quite quickly and aggressively.
You can see it's like an oil fire. It's like burning, even though it's in water. They're basically just turning into like floating logs of like oil fire, and there's just that thick greenish black smoke kind of curling up off of them. All right. She looks at you, Skull, and she says,
"Have you ever given thoughts to breeding with a lizard folk? Perhaps your young would have acid breath." My days of spawning are behind me, but perhaps the princess would give it a try. Something to consider.
I'm gonna kind of nudge Skull, like,
I am told that she is very beautiful.
all right.
Yeah, I don't know what to say. He'd probably be
Skull just
frustrated.
flashing, like.
Yeah, but you can't see it because it's just black.
It gets even blacker.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, but he'll help.
Now the good thing is you do have a troll arm and a troll head that are dead and did not go up in flames, which could also be added. Yeah, which could also be added to the collection. And she informs you,
if you stay long enough, I would be happy to share some of the potions that are created. You are fine warriors. I feel more confident than ever that you will be able to assist us with our problem. Though there are some among the sahuagin who can attack 5 times in a span of every 6 seconds. But I'm sure for you, it will be nothing. This is because they have 4 arms.
What?
Well,
wow.
Don't they just sound like fun?
I saw one grab a young lizard folk brave and tear him in half with its 4 arms. It was particularly gruesome. We retreated, watching as the others fed upon his intestines. In that way, I can respect them. They did not let anything go to waste.
No, you really have the worst stories.
I will try to make it better. When we returned home, the sight of our ally being eaten alive and his intestines being spilled forth had us all in the mood for tripe, so that we made a huge bowl of it for dinner with mushrooms.
That sounds heavenly.
We were able to scavenge many of our own dead, so we did not miss out on the delicacy that our opponent had.
And she touches a finger to her nose, like, booyah.
That's sweet.
Our tripe is quite sweet, especially when prepared well and pickled.
What is her name? And
all right, guys.
Joko? What is the female's name?
What is the female's name? That is a fine question to ask, sir.
Sorry.
Yeah, it is Joko.
Okay, I got it right. And her buddy's name, the other one's name, I totally slipped.
Is to see through.
See through. Yeah, I can't see through him, but it's to see through. Okay.
All right. So, you guys continue your fun journey through the swamp.
Yeah.
Go ahead and give me a fresh survival check. Could you imagine how bad that would be if you didn't have Toothless on the team? I mean, getting ambushed. Yeah, ambushed by 3 trolls. What if they ambushed and won initiative? That's how people get killed, like on the Sunday game, Sunday morning game. Yeah, they didn't do so well against the trolls. Yeah.
No, they
16.
didn't.
Again, you have a druid, you have a ranger, you have 3 people that are native to this swamp, and you have a black dragon for what that's worth. So yeah, you guys make it the rest of the way, and you arrive at the lizard folks settlement.
During the journey,
so-
Skull would definitely thank Joko for saving him, like in Draconic. Very. Like, I don't have the words for it right now, but
Yeah.
it'd be very.
She
earnest.
just seems confused why you would thank her. And she just says,
If I had not assisted you, you would not have been able to breathe the acid that resulted in the death of one of the trolls. It would be foolish to not raise up a fallen ally on the battlefield.
This is
You do
truth.
not need to thank someone for doing something that is not foolish. It is an expectation to have of all thinking creatures.
While they're on the boat, like occasionally Thogrum's gonna nudge Skull and ask him how his nap was.
It's happened pretty fast. I mean, we got a super lucky. Well, not lucky. I mean, it's crit.
all
Crit's
right,
a
so
crit.
we're going to take a quick 5-minute break while I grab the lizard folks settlement map from my test server and port it over here. So anybody that needs to refresh your drink, stretch your legs, any of that stuff, go for it. So 5 minutes or less.
Much as I keep talking about how I'd like to have the critical hit cards, Skull would definitely be dead by now. He's taken like 4 or 5 critical hits, especially a troll bite, probably tear his head off.
So the pirate game, this mid boss showed up, and it was very obvious that it was a mid boss. And the mid boss is like, "Hey, I'm a fucking mid boss, hey," and they're like, "Cool." And the guy's like, they're like trying to talk him down. In the middle of conversation, he's just like, "Guiding bolt," and I was like, okay, roll the attack, gets a critical card's like quadruple damage. And then he gets done rolling damage. It ended up being like 90 something damage.
Jeez.
Yeah. And he just one-shotted this mid boss, and that was the encounter. and that was that. Like the guys like minions were just like, we're out, and they just ran away, and that was the entire encounter. That's the kind of stuff that can't really happen in without critical hit cards. But there's also stuff that, like, in the next battle they had, dude almost had his like throat ripped out and killed instantly. So they live in a constant state of like adrenaline with the extreme crits and fumbles. So it's like, it's fun, but it's also really stressful. So it's like, yeah, it's a Dark Souls kind of fun, I guess.
Be right back.
Let's see, where are you? There you are. And we'll need this. And I guess we'll need this. Okay, just in case. I don't know how much you guys could get done in 40 minutes, but I'll grab all that stuff. Sweet. All right.
Greg once one-shotted my criminal mastermind.
Oh yeah.
Like it just utterly destroyed like weeks and weeks and weeks of work, and I was like, cool, all right, that happened. Like I should have. He just like ran in the middle of a crowded square, just like ran right up to.
Yeah, it's actually why I have that fireball picture as part of my like little Discord thing.
Sariella casts fireball is now like a standing phrase in our D&D circles.
Oh,
awesome. We played so much D&D as children that eventually you get, it's crazy as it sounds, you get bored and you want to try new stuff. And so we experimented with some of the crazier like critical hits and stuff like that. And for a long time, for a couple of years, we played with a system where every hit was an extreme critical hit.
What?
Yeah, like you would get hit and like your ribs would be broken and you would have a completely bleeding, and like it was ridiculous. And we got so good at role playing because you really wanted to avoid like any unnecessary fight. And it actually narratively felt more like a novel. You know what I mean? Because like
Totally.
in books, like, you know, people die like in fights. Whereas in movies and video games and stuff, you know, you fight some more. So knowing that any given fight would be your last fight, it really kind of pushed you towards a play style that was like, let's figure out other ways to do this, smarter
Ways to
ways to
not
do
die.
it. Yeah, it was really just some of the best D&D I think I've played in my life was during that time.
That
Because
sounds pretty fun.
yeah, it really pushed us away from that sort of play style, which was cool. But that being said, like I love turn-based, grid-based combat, so like I'm totally down for that as well. So I think 5e does a good job of kind of mixing enough of that together. Like the combat's simple enough that like you could play it and enjoy it, but it's also simple enough that you definitely look for other avenues of fun besides combat. Like I don't think you could enjoy a D&D campaign in 5th edition if it was only combat. Because I think it would eventually get a little stale. But yeah, I don't know. It's a good system. I'm very happy with how it turned out. So it was a blast to play test it too, because there was a lot of stuff in playtesting that that they worked out the kinks on. The whole like giants were treated as humanoids, for example. So like you could have a first level character go and charm like a hill giant. Be like, you're my friend, and then they could just bring a hill giant on their adventures with them, because there was like nothing in place to stop that. It was weird. All right, so you guys arrive at, oh man, gosh, I guess I'll just grab all this crap. I'm gonna grab you. Let's grab all these minis and move them together. There we go. And you're still in the water. Anvil, sure, you can come too. Okay, and then we'll go down here. Oh my gosh, there's just people everywhere. I think that's everybody. I think so. All right, here we go. Let's go over to this thing. So you guys are approaching from the swamp entrance. There are 2 entrances to their settlement. And believe it or not, there's an entire like dungeon map for this place, because this adventure is from a long time ago when everyone was a murder hobo. If you would like to wholesale murder this entire settlement, I'm ready for it. Don't
We
feel
have
like
the tools.
yeah, don't feel like you have to spare my feelings in any way, because we can roll we can roll whatever way you want to go on this. All right, so you guys would be arriving from the swamp entrance. Now, because geez, you're huge too. Because this adventure originally took place in Greyhawk, and I had to move. Well, I didn't have to, but Greyhawk sucks. So I moved it to Forgotten Realms. Not every map, you know, has the top of your monitor facing north. This is one of those maps, just so you guys know.
Mm-hmm.
So you are approaching from the east. So the map is super screwy. Basically, down is north and all sorts of other nonsense. So let me scale you guys down. And you guys are going to arrive in the crocodile pit, is what they call it. So that'll be fun. And let's see. Okay, so please, while I'm finishing these preparations, go ahead and talk these among yourselves, or to the lizard folk. I can definitely do that while I'm scaling miniatures down and stuff. The settlement's so big, I had to do a reduced scale map, so that's how big it is.
Will we be meeting the one who leads you, the princess?
Of course. You have proven yourselves to me twice or more. So it is time. Time for you to meet our leader and find a solution.
How does the princess select like a suitor? Is that like a one-time thing? Or?
I
The
love how this is becoming
princess,
a
she
big.
mates with whoever she feels will make strong young. What did you think she would do? Go through a long courtship, select a single partner for the rest of her life?
Flowers, chocolates. Oh,
I'm
Lizard
sorry,
folk.
but if you only have one sexual partner, then you are limiting the variety of offspring that you can create tremendously.
Toothless is just
I completely
nodding
agree
his
with
head
that.
up and down. Yep.
So,
Yeah, she just doesn't get
So,
like you guys say a lot of weird stuff. Let me just put it out there. You guys say a lot of weird stuff. She's trying so hard to be culturally sensitive, but you push the limits sometimes.
Do you happen to know anything about they say that maybe there was a siren that got killed on that island? By the.
Oh, that's an interesting question. Yeah, actually, just a sec. What a great question.
You need like an Excel document with all of
I like this bard.
Yeah. Let's see. Lizard folk lair. There we go. So she doesn't know, but she does say,
I am not aware, but our lore keeper might know. You are welcome to go and speak with him. He does speak several languages.
Sorry, I missed his name. What was that?
I never gave it.
Oh. I think you cut out your audio cut out for a second for me.
Oh yeah, no. She just called him the lore keeper, but did not provide any actual name.
The lore keeper.
He does. Yeah, he does have a name. His name is. Where's your name, bro? Oh my god. There are so many people here. I'll find it for you in a second. I'm looking
fine.
through. Yeah, I'm looking through like 50 different citizens here, trying to figure out where he's at. All right, yeah, but you can definitely speak with the lore speaker. Let me bring you guys over to this map. There you go.
And have the sahuagin attacked the settlement, or has this been safe thus far?
Yes, they have. That is why we have gathered up all of these crocodiles.
And you can see that there's a lot of them.
They guard the swamp entrance, but the swamp entrance is not the one we're concerned about. That is why we have hired mercenaries of our own from the seas. You would call them mermaids. We have also hired creatures that in your tongue would be called Lokatha, and also some extremely militant and combat-capable coalins. So, yeah, we're doing pretty good, I think. But this will definitely turn the tides.
Yes, we will assist you.
Okay. So this is a huge, huge ass place. If you just want, she will guide you through the settlement. That might be the easiest way to do it. Basically, she's going to take you to meet with the princess, which seems like a winning strategy to me. So let me see if I could trace a path to the princess, and then I will describe what you pass on your way there. I think that might be the best way to handle it. So let's talk about this place. Lizard folk don't have dark vision because, there has to be some kind of creature that doesn't have dark vision. So they use a phosphorescent fungi to light their caverns and their lair. So you might see those neon green looking fungi growing everywhere. So the place is lit, probably dimly in most places, bright in others, by this abundance of phosphorescent fungus. The corridors are all usually about 10 feet wide with 12-foot high ceilings. Any of the rooms would have 12-foot high ceilings unless I specifically mention it otherwise. There are doors. The doors are made out of wood. I don't know what sort of preconceptions you have about lizard folk, but they do have, doors and furniture and, the things that sentient humanoid creatures would want to live a life with. They don't just like live in like a mud nest in the swamp. They have all the stuff that normal people would have, but they are primitive. So it's got a little bit of a caveman vibe to it, maybe a little bit. Let's see. All told, I think there's almost 100 or more things that are living here. And then there's surrounding areas where they live. So the population of lizard folk is relatively high. They do live in a dangerous area. They've had casualties to the fight against the sahuagin and all that. But yeah, what you see here, this would be the equivalent of like downtown Saltmarsh. And then in the area surrounding this labyrinth, I guess, would be more similar, smaller structures that represent like the individual homes and homesteads of the lizard folk who live nearby. But you guys are basically in a downtown Dunwater type situation. Though it is not called Dunwater, I believe a very helpful person organized my desk, so all of my post-it notes are MIA. But let me bring up your notes.
If anyone wants to check out, I put some art in our art channel. That's basically lizard folk. If you know, they're not like super primitive. They do like.
Yeah. So let's see. There we go. Drown Kansas Adventures. Okay. Cool. All right. So, yeah, you guys make your way through the lair, going to speak with the princess of the lizard folk, and they give you a general rundown on what you are going past. So, starting where you guys are, which is the crock pit, I will kind of give you more of a flavorful explanation of what is going on here. So you stand before a cave entrance that yawns 30 feet wide, 15 feet high. Marshy ground is mud all near the cave. You see many crocodiles sort of just chilling in the mud. You guys got here in about 6.5 hours, so it's not even like 11 o'clock yet. I guess maybe it's 11 o'clock if you throw in the fight against the trolls. So yeah, like these guys are out sunning themselves in what little light is shining through the stormy clouds up overhead. Let's see. The cave reaches a height of about 40 feet. Let's see. Yeah. All right. You guys head down into the wet, muddy earth that represents this thing. It smells very much like the reptile section of a pet store. It has that sort of reptilian smell to it. As soon as you arrive, it's like heavy in the air. Toothless, it is so nice. It is just a delicious, like it is the equivalent of like a human being smelling like fried chicken in a hot apple pie cooling on the windowsill. It smells like comfort and family and home. It is amazing. All right, so your goal is, as we've discussed, to go and meet the princess. She is in location 11. Yes. All right. So you realize that, yeah, these lizard folk would not be bringing you along if they did not trust you, because they don't like blindfold you or anything else. Like they're like, "Come on, come meet our leader." Like it's no big deal. And I think some of you, maybe even Toothless, who's kind of living in both worlds, it's almost a little heartbreaking to see their bald, sort of vulnerable honesty. That they really, in a sense, despite being such an ancient people, they don't know no better. You know what I mean? Like they really are just like, yeah, it's cool. So let me just group you guys up into one big pile.
Car.
There we go. And I will just sort of teleport you along. All right. So you guys move along. There's a passageway, a door. Some more passageways, more doors. You do see lizard folk kind of coming and going as you make your way through the complex. Let's see. Yeah, this would be the most direct route. That's lizard folk for you. Here you smell lots of food smells coming from the left-hand side of the passageway. So over here is lots and lots of food smells. All right. You come up here to another intersection, and you see that like intersections lead into intersections that lead into intersections. The ceiling is damp. It is 12 feet high, but it honestly feels to some of you like you are in a fresh grave. You can just feel the press of the swamp and the mud. Like at any minute, it just feels like everything is just going to cave in and kill you. It is a very claustrophobic environment. All right. You come here and you stand before some quote unquote ornate looking doors. They're really just, wider than the other doors you've seen. They don't really go in too much for decoration and things like that. All right. So, do you have any questions for her before you are ushered into this room? I guess is an important question.
Is there any formalities we should probably be aware of?
Well, speak true. Do not lie.
Okay.
That would be good. What else? Give her weapons. That will make her happy. And I don't know. She is very important. She is the most important creature in our entire community.
And you can see she's kind of frustrated because she's not really sure, based on all the wild, crazy stuff that comes out of your mouths. Now she's like really thinking, like, "Oh, damn, what do I tell these people to do or not to? Like, was this a mistake?" Like, you could tell it. She's really thinking hard about this. Like, oh no.
Will bringing up the sahuagin infuriate her? Does she feel like she's let people down? Or...
Lizard folk do not become infuriated.
I think I can help some of my compatriots navigate some of the complexities.
Excellent. Good. I suppose I should just say, if she decides that she does not like you, she will probably order you taken prisoner or killed. And then we will more than likely have to kill and eat you, so that word of our betrayal, such as you would view it, does not reach your people. So hopefully that is not something that occurs.
That is our hope as well, to not be eaten.
Good. I'm glad that we are having the same rage.
She looks to you to confirm that that is the correct thing to say. Is that the correct thing to say?
The same rage? Is that what she said?
Yeah, she wanted to make sure that you guys were having the same rage.
Oh, I would have said that we have the same point of view, or we are on the same page. Page, I think, is what you were looking for.
Ah, sure. Okay.
Guys, wait. We forgot the chickens. We gotta go back.
I know.
Ooh, yeah.
Messed
We
up.
did forget those chickens.
Damn it.
All right. She says,
Wait here. I will let her know that you have come.
and she kind of slips in the door. And you hear a low murmuring. Does anyone want to listen in?
Mm-mm.
Okay. Toothless, do you want to deliberately not listen in? Because your Peter Tingle will make it impossible for you to not listen in.
Yeah, I think he would end up listening.
Okay. Yeah, so basically in Draconic, she fills the princess in on what happened. She explains why they've been gone so long. That she who walks both worlds was defeated by a more powerful force, and that force spared them and honored the original deal that she who walks in both worlds had made. She mentions you, your affiliation with the rival tribe, your willingness to help, and she explains what each of you is. And so basically, she says there is, a lizard folk from rival tribe. He's very old, but he seems to understand the softskins more than most. There is a dinosaur or some sort of creature. I've heard them call it a dinosaur. I've never seen something like it before. It is powerful in battle and very big, and it smells delicious. Perhaps we can coerce them into offering it up as a sacrifice for a meal of peace. And there's a lot of hungry murmurs and growls and croaks in the room as she describes that this creature is sealed in a casing of fat, salty fat that keeps all the meat like real sweet and salty, and it weighs a tremendous amount. There's so much meat and fat there, and the hide is so unique. It's like a shark skin, but not as sharp. You could make a fine leather out of it. Yeah, and so they get real off track talking about all the things that they're going to do to Spencer. Yeah, and Spencer, looks up at Desithru, and Desithru looks down at him with a big crocodile smile, and Spencer just kind of honk up at him, and he just smiles even bigger and like kind of rubs his stomach like absentmindedly, and Spencer like kind of hops up and down honk, and there's even more murmuring inside, and she says,
Yes, that is the beast now. Do you hear its plaintive honk? Delicious.
and then the princess says, oh, you're off track here, kind of get it back on track. And so she says,
right. There is another who walks between two worlds. She has powerful magics, powered by the Feywild. There is one who is called a captain, and he wears many scarves. He says cruel things to people, and it hurts their feelings. He may or may not be enamored with the one they call Sly Titties. I'm not sure if any of this is relevant, my queen, but I will tell you everything I know. There is another, dragonborn, like a lizard folk, but less so. He is quite handsome and can breathe acid. He may be a suitable mate for you. Worth exploring. There is a small soft skin with the large pointy ears and the sweet meat. She is good with the arrow firing machine. she is also the mistress of the meat sack.
I think we should start calling it our salvation instead.
It is worth noting that the one who calls himself Toothless, he has a powerful totem with him in the shape of a soft-skinned baby wearing a ridiculous armor set. Who else am I forgetting? Oh yes, there is a large furry beast. I believe it is some sort of anthropomorphic bear or badger.
All right. So she takes into account all that she has heard. Do you relay any of this, Toothless, or do you just keep it cool?
I keep it cool.
Okay.
What?
While Spencer looks up at you super sweetly.
All right. Yeah. It sounds like footsteps are coming back towards the door. All right. The doors will open. All right. Revealing a throne room beyond.
Amazing. All
right. Let me describe this to you. 2 sets of 3 stone pillars flank a central area where 2 lizard folk hatchlings are playing. Oh, my bad. Let me put down some babies for you to murder. Hold on a sec. Shrink them down so they're a little bit cuter. Oh, there we go. All right.
Wow. Can we see the art?
Yeah. Hold on.
Feel bad
Those
about
could
it
be your
later.
babies. Bill.
There we go.
Oh,
Love it.
Okay.
They look like teens. If I had.
Let's see.
Shitty teens.
Yeah, with bad attitudes. They can't wait to eat your pets. Yeah, I lived in Florida. They want to eat your pets. Trust me. You can say any nice things you want. They want to eat your pets. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to make these pillars dynamically lit, but I don't think that's really that important. All right, so yeah, there's a lot going on here. Let's see. Carvings of reptiles decorate the throne, and glints of reflected light hint at the presence of inset gemstones. The heads of several creatures hang on the walls, mounted on plaques of wood for display as trophies. All right. Yeah, so they're watching the children play, and the children play in a very practical way, which is to say that they're mostly just fighting with each other. And the others are watching and coldly critiquing the children's fighting techniques. Toothless, it really takes you back.
It's good to be at a place that feels like home.
Yeah. You have the attention of all of these peeps. So you've got these royal guards looking pretty slick. And then you've got Big Boy Wrestler.
Ooh.
Yeah. You've got favored doggo. You have a snake that has no tail. It has 2 heads, and it is like the 1990s cartoon cat dog or dog cat. I can't remember which one it was. But yeah, it's got a head at each end of its body. Yeah, that's exciting. And then you've got a very crafty looking individual, like the Jafar of lizard folk. He seems to be in a advisory position. And then you see her, and I think Dreamweaver starts playing for some of the party. Yeah.
Wow.
All right. So, the trophy heads are, if you're curious, a giant crawfish, a carrion crawler, a hippopotamus, a hobgoblin, a sahuagin, a brown bear, a mountain lion, a shark, a giant frog, and a hammerhead shark. So they're doing pretty good. All right. Yeah. So some wild creatures. I guess since you see the sahuagin, I could show you some art for the sahuagin. That might make sense. Here we go.
Hey.
Oh wow,
Yeah. It's kind of grody.
a lot of
Use
teeth.
the data.
That looks like a normal number of teeth. I don't see anything to be concerned with.
Okay, so yeah, there she is. Her throne is resplendent. It has beautiful green blue stones inset into the eyes of every reptilian creature that makes up the carvings of her throne. You see the two babbies are playing. Everyone is looking on with great interest, and she motions for you to sort of come forward and address the room, basically. You get the feeling, Toothless, that this would be something best handled in Draconic, but you do realize that that would leave your allies in the dark. So I don't know how you guys want to proceed.
Do it.
Yeah.
Someone can just translate.
Draconic it up.
So I guess Toothless will walk into the room. He'll at least start in Draconic, and he'll say, Princess, my name is Toothless. These are my traveling partners, and we bring you your guns that you paid for. We brought them through the swamp under great danger, and we are happy to present them to you.
Okay. She kind of stares at you. She blinks both sets of eyelids. And she says, Toothless. Excellent. She who walks in both worlds seemed an untrustworthy sort. That is why I sent my greatest diplomat to meet with her. In the end, she was overcome by a more powerful force, which is you and your allies. Is this correct?
That is correct. We defeated her, took her ship, but will uphold the agreement that you made with her.
It is only right and natural that the true born of this world and his slaves would overcome any that they came upon. You are a powerful master. I am impressed.
Well, thank you. I think it is important to note that although I am powerful, my traveling partners who are not slaves are also very powerful.
Ah, they
It's
are
a little.
not slaves.
They are not. We all work together to bring you these weapons.
I see. You allow them to operate under the illusion of freedom and friendship, and thus gain what you need from them without complications. You are truly wise, Toothless.
You speak wisely.
Please, in Draconic, before we switch to your allies' more barbaric tongue, can you explain to me about these allies of yours? I have heard strange stories from my trusted diplomat. Perhaps you, who has traveled with them, could provide more clarity. Is one of them truly a giant man badger?
Toothless definitely doesn't laugh. No, he is what is referred to as a dwarf. He's a tinier man, just hairier.
Ah, those are the ones that are very greedy.
I have heard that myself, but this one does not seem to be greedy.
Ah.
He casts healing magic. He looks after us.
Ah, he is a shaman.
Yes, I think they would call themselves clerics, but we refer to them here as shamans.
Ah. Interesting. What of this one who stands before you? Judging by the look on his face, he too speaks our language and understands this dialect.
You there, are you the dragonborn that can spit acid?
Yeah, they'll say I am interconic, and then
All right. She stands up. Look upon my resplendent form. I would have you breed with me, that we might have stronger children.
No time like the present.
I guess I'll take one for the team.
No.
First, we must discuss, then breeding.
Is this in Draconic or no?
Yeah.
And Draconic,
Yeah.
Damn it.
Can I
You
roll
insight?
to see
Yeah,
if I
that'd be
can see
great.
that? Yeah.
Yeah. You
Skull
roll-
flashing.
Sure. Okay.
Oh God,
Yeah.
Spencer.
Oh yeah. There was a sexual exchange. One of the most awkward ones you've ever witnessed. But Toothless, you
It's
are
really
impressed.
pragmatic.
This woman is a vixen. She is a seductress. You have never seen technique like this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Toothless would definitely kind of look back at Skull and give him like his equivalent of a smile, like a little
All
thumbs
right.
up.
I also heard that you travel with a powerful totem. May I see it?
Yes, you may. May I approach with the totem?
Yes, but carefully. I do not want the totem to steal the souls of these children.
I will keep him firmly on my person, away from these children, and he'll kind of go up and then hand a buddy to her.
I think
It is
Thalgrim
he.
is like his heart's beating out of his chest, waiting for something to happen. They're just talking
Yeah,
in a
he's
different
like-
language, and
he's
the
like,
doll is
yeah.
being passed around.
So this guy, the dark-skinned, red-eyed advisor, he says,
Princess Othokent, I must insist you do not touch the totem. It is too dangerous.
What? You guys are trolling. You guys trolling me?
and you see Buddy's head kind of flop to the side, and several of the lizard folk on this side of the room, they kind of take one step back.
Well,
she says,
Sariv, you have no need to worry. I am protected by the spirits of our ancestors, your wisdom and guidance, and the strength of our deity who walks all paths. Please bring this misshapen totem of destruction
my
closer,
gosh.
that I may smell it.
all right. She kind of gets up in there, gives it a good smell, closes both sets of eyelids, keeps them closed.
It is just beginning. You will nurture this, yes?
I will treat it like a young hatchling and make sure that it stays safe.
I have not sensed such power in a long time. You have found a great totem, Toothless.
I look forward to seeing it grow as a hatchling. Thank you for telling me more about it. I still don't know much about it.
It is a reflection of you. As you learn more of yourself, you will learn more of this totem.
Wise words, Princess. I look forward to learning more about
That's why I'm the fucking boss.
Got him. And that was in common, right? Like they switched.
No.
Yeah,
Skull- Skull heard it.
I imagine all the parties looking at me like, "What the fuck are they saying?"
Especially
all right,
if Buddy's
so
involved.
she switches
doesn't
over
care about Buddy.
to the common trade tongue, and she says,
People of Saltmarsh and surrounding lands, neighbors, please step forward that we may speak. I would see the thunder sticks, the firearms.
I'll help to carry the.
Yeah, same.
all right. Yeah. So as you kind of bring them forth and present them, it's mixed response. Some of the lizard folk are like, ooh, and some of the lizard folk like blanch in disgust. Like they can't believe what they're doing here. This is like giving out smallpox blankets for some of them. Like they really can't believe that they're stooping to this level, basically. She turns to Sariv. Sariv looks at her, and Sariv goes up and examines the box. Okay. All right. He has a small scroll case. Well, not small. It's it's a decent size. And he pulls out a small scroll, and he kind of starts looking at it and looks at the guns and stuff. And he looks at it and says,
"As far as I can tell, it's all there. So I hope that you enjoy the shiny metals that were traded for them. I hope that they bring you happiness."
And he shrugs, like, because maybe that's what soft skins are after. I don't know. All right, and then he motions to these guards, and the guards kind of move up, and they take the guns, and that's handled. Well done. You feel like you gained some XP just now. All right.
Slightly more powerful.
So Sariv steps back a little bit, and he is got the nice dark scales, and he's looking at you, Skull, like he heard the offer. And there's definitely some rivalry going on here.
Aw, he's jealous.
All right.
Maybe, I don't know.
You are impressed by this guy, I think, because
I know. I was gonna ask about this guy.
There are lizard folk in your tribe as well, Toothless, that do achieve this size. There are large sized lizard folk, and they are pretty rare, and they are beast mode. They are expert grapplers, much like the crocodiles that they resemble. And they are excellent fighters and unbelievably tough. So in other words, they're basically rogue barbarians for the most part.
I'm glad we're not fighting it.
Damn.
Yeah. All right. So this two-headed snake is kind of crawling up into her lap, and like just kind of sprawls across her lap. It is not small. It's probably about 8 feet long. And it sort of languishes. No, that sounds terrible. Lounges across her, and with each free hand, she gives it sort of a scratch behind the ear holes, head ridge kind of thing. And she continues to sort of look at all of you, and she says,
"I understand that you are aware of our problem, and in addition to honoring the deal that was made, you have come here to assist us?"
And there's definitely a question mark at the end of that.
We would, I think, all of us would be interested in assisting you, as you say, with the sahuagin.
They are a formidable enemy. They do not seem to diminish in number. They do not seem to diminish in ferocity. We are fortunate that they are unable to bring their sharks too deep into the marshlands. They have a great variety of them and control them with their minds.
That is not good to hear. Perhaps at some point while we are staying with you, we could, maybe even now, we could discuss how best we might be able to assist you.
That is good. I have one of them prisoner. It's tried to fool us under the guise of an elf, but we saw through its deception. sadly, after it had killed 2 of my royal guards and nearly killed me, we have been much more careful in dealing with outsiders since that time. We have taken it alive and have been trying to question it, but it seems to be very resilient to our methods. You and your allies are of the world of soft skins. You are instinctive liars and deceivers, capable of incredible cruelties and heartless actions. Perhaps we could enlist your aid in extracting information from this prisoner. Do not feel that you are held by any imaginary constructs such as morality. Do whatever you need to do to get the information.
Thogum's gonna smile a little bit.
Yeah, we would be happy to interview, as the Softskins say, the sahuagin, and then he'll kind of switch to Draconic very briefly, and he'll say, the furry badger man, as you referred to him, is very good at this.
She says back to you in Draconic,
now that I see him for myself, I am quite hungry for him. Do you suppose if he dies in battle against our enemy, he would mind an awful much if we were to eat him?
I think that he would.
That is a shame. Would it be rude for me to broach that subject?
Well, we've already heard a fair amount about. He knows something about what the lizard folk do to those who die, so I think you could ask him.
Indeed.
She switches back to common, and she says,
I will share with you what I know. Hopefully, you can gain more information from the prisoner. There's a bad storm coming through tonight. We do not think that there will be any fighting, but the sahuagin seem to thrive in storms, so perhaps they will press the attack this evening. I hope that your resources have not been squandered on the journey, and that you are able to stand with us against the attackers. Should they come.
I think we all still feel quite strong. Perhaps.
And you see Toothless that she keeps absent-mindedly sort of reaching for her a pendant that hangs around her neck. She doesn't wear, like, most lizard folk, she doesn't wear a lot of clothing. She kind of has like a sarong type thing going on. But she doesn't have boobs or anything. She's just kind of, like wearing it more for decoration than function. But she does have quite a bit of jewelry that she's wearing like around her neck. And sort of the centerpiece of that jewelry is a strange looking charm. It is like a dark green, almost like a jade, and it is really creepy looking when you look at it. I can show that to you real quick if you would like.
Sure.
Okay. Don't just because there's a handout doesn't mean it's important, guys. I just want to throw that out there. So
we shall insight check the pendant.
Immediately, inside check. Yeah. So it looks like that.
Huh.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome looking.
So like a weird melted like tentacle mound kind of thing. And she does occasionally kind of reach for it in the same way that you sort of reach for Buddy in times of stress.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't say anything about it.
Okay. Okay. So she says,
now we do have something working for us. Turns out that Thousand Teeth has relocated and is actually standing between us and the ocean. This is good because it is deterring the sahuagin to a certain extent. He has killed over 20 of them, but also 8 of us.
Ooh.
It seems that he moved layers because the killing grounds were much more populous in his new area. If I didn't know any better, I would also say that he has grown even more in size.
Yay.
Well, it
I
sounds.
don't suppose you, being powerful enough to defeat she who walks in both worlds, could also be swayed to defeat this creature for us.
Oh, so it's not cool with you guys either. Oh, okay.
Well, we are not spiritually allowed to raise arms against him.
Mm.
He is a totem spirit. Despite the corruption that has warped his mind and body, he is still one of our chosen spirit animals. None of my people would dare attack him. And while he is currently an asset in the battle, he is also a liability.
Oh, mercy.
His closeness to our lair could very easily turn into him invading our lair.
Let me discuss with my traveling companions.
Perhaps it would make things easier if I showed them what he looked like. Then they would know him and no longer need to fear him.
That's how that works.
I unfortunately don't think that's how the softskins think. They might grow even more fearful.
She casts minor illusion and shows you what Thousand Tooth looks like.
Oh.
Nice.
Now, this illusion is much smaller than the real one. He is probably about 5,000 pounds.
Wow.
Might be able to grapple his big toe.
Yeah, so you are welcome guests of this lizard folk settlement. They view you, it's very, I don't know, any movie where like people from another culture come to save like an indigenous people. It's one of those situations where you are strangers in a strange land, but your reputation has preceded you, and they are definitely eager to utilize your skills because, again, they are very set in their ways, religiously and socially. So you sort of represent a loophole, as it were. There is a practice in Japan of hiring Americans for your sales team, like at least one American, because Americans are allowed to be rude, and Americans are allowed to be assholes, and Americans are allowed to ask inappropriate questions. So companies will bring their bilingual American salesperson on a really important sales thing because the Japanese acknowledge, oh, it's an American. He can get, he or she can act that way. And they will use that to sort of unhinge their corporate opponents, because they're able to do things that a Japanese business person would never feel okay doing. So you kind of represent that sort of culture, like that cultural edge. Like they can get a lot of shit done now that their culture would not have allowed them to normally. So there's that. And she also leaves you with this offer. She says,
"You there, underfed one with the dark hair and the long ears."
Yeah.
What?
Which
What
one?
do they call you, friend?
And she smiles at you, a crocodile smile.
They call me a Thokent. What is your name?
Is she looking at Illyria or at Tari?
She's looking at Illyria. She's looking at, yeah. Well, she's kind of looking at Spencer, but she's looking at Illyria.
They call me Illyria.
Now that I know your name and you know mine, we are friends. I would like to give you a gift of this crocodile, and perhaps you would give me a gift of your thing there.
And she gives you another big crocodile smile.
Would like to trade.
Oh,
It's like
I'm
Pokemon.
sorry.
This would be an excellent peace ritual to establish a bond of,
you can see her searching for the word,
friendship between us.
Can I look panically at Toothless? Like, what the fuck am I supposed to do? Like, I'm not. I'm sorry. I'm very partial to my.
I see.
Spencer?
It is an exotic beast, so I offer this to you instead. In your tongue, they would be called amethyst.
That's very cute, but I'm sorry. I still have to decline.
I see.
everyone in the room gets real quiet.
Oh gosh.
No, you stand by your doggo, okay? Don't let this stop you. She just kind of looks as sad as she can manage. And Toothless, she actually is sad. She is sad. And she says,
"Very well. Please go and speak with the prisoner, and also they will take you to meet the other mercenaries that we have hired for our cause. Perhaps you can, as you say, smash your heads together and come up with some strategies. I would like this one,"
she points to Skull,
"to remain behind. We are to mate."
Wow.
Any who would like to watch are welcome to stay.
Really?
I will give Skull a bardic inspiration die.
All right, Toothless, this is a normal thing in your culture, so no big. So
I'm gonna walk up and cast guidance for whatever it's worth. And kind of like nudge him.
Wow.
All right. Skull, obviously this would be a fade to black because you gotta pay a lot more for the NC-17 content. But it's not off the table. Hit me up for private messages. And then I tried that. It was awkward. All right, so go ahead and just give us an athletics check. Let's see how this pans out.
Are we all watching this?
I don't know who's staying to watch. It's totally your thing. But
I'm pulling out my notebook.
Oh wow! Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cheer. And
okay.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna stand next to Illyria and point out details. Like don't miss that right there.
Start sketching.
I don't know I think we know a little bit about Skull by now. Would this cause some performance anxiety having all of your allies there?
I don't know. That's tough to think about. I really don't know. I don't think so. I'd like to imagine not.
Okay. All right. So go for it. Give us an athletics check or a Constitution saving throw, whatever you feel better represents what you're bringing to the table.
Oh god.
Not Dex?
I mean, I suppose acrobatics if you wanted to go the yoga route. I mean, that's you don't strike me as the yoga type, but all right.
You do have a bardic inspiration die.
Yeah, a bardic
you have a D6
inspiration
to add
die.
to that.
Yeah, and a
And
D4.
guidance.
I wish we'd done this privately now. This isn't great.
But you said anyone
Hey,
should
this is
say they
good.
wanted. Okay.
So
all right.
it's also
and then
a D6. What is it?
Yeah, D6. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, you got this, man.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
20.
Yeah. Okay. So at first, it's very awkward. We don't need to go into details, but it involves a cloaca, so it's.
Would it
tricky.
be investigation or perception?
Investigation would help you figure out what was going on.
Jesus.
Perhaps perception would make sure you didn't miss any details. You could certainly roll both if you wanted to. Yeah, you are very confused about the anatomy situation. Because Skull is a dragonborn, which is a warm-blooded creature. So he's got kind of quote-unquote more normal parts, and she is a cold-blooded creature and has very much reptilian parts. So it's a lot of fur affinity going on right now. Yeah, but Illyria, you catch most of the details. You add it to your field guide. And yeah, Skull, congratulations. You're going to be a father, assuming the this isn't killed in the warfare ahead. All right.
Do you think she'll eat him afterwards? I heard that's a thing.
And yeah, we will end with Captain Haxel starting the slow clap. And the lizard folk look around and they're not sure what a slow clap is, but it's kind of contagious. So everyone starts slow clapping. And the big crocodile, who was very close while you were doing this, uncomfortably close, he just starts opening and closing.
An enemy.
Yeah. The only person that is a little
I want to look at the other black black
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. You make eye contact and he makes eye contact with you. Yeah.
During the deed?
Of course. And, yeah, and that is where we will cut for this episode.
Making new enemies and possible friends.
Yeah. And family.
Well,
Yeah.
technically your character can die now. You've succeeded. You've passed along.
Yeah, you.
Oh, my next character. Yeah,
Anything.
in like
Little
20
skulls.
years. Jeez.
All right. Wow, that was some great diplomacy, guys. I'm very happy that you didn't murder your way through their settlement. I will throw that out there. That was nice. There have been reports among Saltmarsh GMs of lizard folk massacres. So it was very cool to see you guys handle it so well.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Now we're just gonna have sex with everyone we meet.
Wow, and D&D memes has become
Wasn't
my
even
game.
a bard.
Yeah, I know 2 bards in the party, but that's not how it went down. Interesting. All right, success.
So you guys know I tried to Google a picture of alligator sex.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
And don't read any articles about people from Florida in regard.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Don't look any of that stuff up. We had the lizard folk in my One Friday game who, for whatever reason, looked that up and shared the animated GIF, and it was I'll never forget it. You know, when I have Alzheimer's and my wife comes to me every day and reads about our love in her notebook or whatever, I'm gonna be like, I remember what an alligator's penis looks like. Yeah, like that's how bad it is. Like I don't think I could ever remove what I've seen, Eldritch horror style, from my mind. Anyways, on that pleasant note, I'm going to try to go get some sleep. All right, fun game. Glad you guys are out and about, adventuring and kicking ass. So next week, interviewing prisoner, exploring the settlements,
Talking to the lore keeper.
Yeah, talking to the lore keeper, who, by the way, is the black-skinned crocodile dude in that room right there.
Whoops.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So there you go. And yeah. So and you'll get to meet the other mercenaries that they've hired. Which include aquatic hobgoblins. That's kind of exciting. So yeah, lots of exciting stuff coming up next week. So hope you guys enjoy the week. Hope everybody's having a great time. We got a really fun build battle going on with Disney princesses this time around. So definitely a fun one to enter and also vote for. And then November 2nd and 3rd, we're doing Extra Life Marathon. Your own Toothless is going to be one of the participants. He will be playing the Dungeons and Dragons for 25 hours straight. Yeah. Yeah. This will be my fourth or fifth time doing something like this, so I'm okay with it. We do lose people every year. There are people that succumb to their human weakness. But basically, if I haven't talked about it before, people who are participating can relay for lifestyle, get people to pledge in their name. and then they can use those donations essentially for in-app purchases to beef up their character and cheat. So the stuff that they fight is completely ridiculous and unbalanced and unfair in every way. It uses exploding dice and extreme crits and fumbles. It is a circus. It is wild. And they are going to be kicking around the Caves of Chaos, which is one of the oldest dungeons in Dungeons and Dragons, for 25 hours straight. So it should be pretty interesting. I think we have 1 or 2 spots left in the second group. So there are going to be 2 groups. One of my favorite DMs of all time is going to be running the second group. He does a really great job. So yeah, anyways, something to think about. If you want to kill Toothless, we do accept bribes. So if you donate to Extra Life,
Really?
yeah, if you donate to Extra Life, you can put a hit out on Toothless.
Oh god.
We had a couple last year, and last time we ran it. If you've ever wanted a party to be attacked by 5 chromatic dragons at once, one of each color, we had somebody donate for that, and we had them fight 5 chromatic dragons at once. Yeah, like the stupidest, craziest stuff happens during these marathons. So they're a lot of fun. Anyways, all right, I'm gonna get some sleep. Hope you guys had a good time. Night.
GG,
Yeah, thanks so much.
Yeah, thanks. It was good.
Have a good
Good
one.
night.
See you next week.
Night all.
Right.
Let up.